MoJo.com.
Doc Thompson, MoJo 50.
Hey, a supermarket worker in the United Kingdom is suing his company for racial discrimination that stemmed from a colleague farting in his face. He was a victim of, quote, unwanted conduct, which had the purpose of violating his dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, and or offensive situation, and in the act of a colleague breaking wind in the claimant's face, a smelly environment for him because of his race. Your Honor, I would like to enter into evidence Exhibit A, the defendant's pants that he wore on that day. I would like to introduce you now to Professor Smart, who is prepared to testify at this moment that these pants do contain, indeed, small, tiny, microscopic particles of poo.
There's a better way to meet people without having to suffer through all the crazies. Weed out all the nutty people with WeThePeople.dating. That's WeThePeople.dating. It's easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out WeThePeople.dating. Sign up and start dating today. WeThePeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
The mothership has landed.
I got my MoJo rising, and you will notice I am wearing both a hat and a little t-shirt picking up from my shirt. I'm wearing both of them, a hat and a t-shirt. I say the hell with it. It's Friday, baby.
You're such a
Dick.
rebel. Such a rebel.
There we go. I got a truckload. All right. Let me start with today. I'm kind of torn. I got a lot of stuff to get to.
Lying naked on the floor.
That's right. I was gonna start with Avenatti, but I gotta go off the board here. I gotta go off the board and get to Katie Tur. Katie Tur.
What'd she do?
Do you know who she is?
She's a reporter for NBC.
MSNBC. Yeah. She started making. I was going to say she started making nutty comments like a few months back or whatever. I'm sure she probably has made nutty comments her entire life. I don't think you are generally, for most people, pretty normal, and then one day, whoop, just start making nutty comments.
No.
Those people, it's kind of a build-up.
It happens.
Yeah. I became aware of her nutty-ass comments only months ago. And I was like, Katie Tur, who's...
She's reasonably hot, too.
Yeah, she's okay. And then I was like, she's a host on MSNBC, but she continues to make nutty comments and more outrageous comments. So you're going to get to know her name more and more.
Maybe she's just trying to rise to the top.
Maybe that's what it is. I mean, in the world of MSNBC, she has a lot of crazy to get to before she's going to be, I mean, she's got the whole Keith Olbermann years. Well, I mean, that's going to set you way back.
Yeah, that, and somebody's got to take over for Megyn Kelly, too. So
that's true as well. And
for that position.
And then, I mean, Al Sharpton on MSNBC all those years. So anyway, she was interviewing, I don't know, people. One of them's conservative talk show host Eric Erickson, who does a really good job, by the way. But the other lady, I don't know who they are. It doesn't matter. But she was asking specifically about all of the violence, the bombs. You know, there were more bombs found.
Let's see. How many more were there yesterday? After
45 trillion.
Wow, that's a lot.
All from conservative people that just want to be violent.
That's a lot of bombs. That's a lot.
That's right. Each conservative in America is responsible for billions of them.
And by the way, whoever prepared them all, they all suck.
Yes, that is exactly right. That's how you know they were Democrat bombs. They didn't work. Hey-oh. See, that works on a couple levels.
Yes, it does, yes.
They didn't work. In other words, they were failed.
Right.
But it also works on another level that...
they are unemployed.
They are unemployed because, hey-oh.
Nice.
We also call them welfare bombs.
Yes, very good. See, that'd be this.
Okay. Anyways, back to the bombs. She's talking with whoever and Eric Erickson about the bombs and why Trump is responsible because of his violent rhetoric. Trump exclusively in America, the only one who's ever used violent rhetoric. And here we go.
President, you've condemned him for saying certain things. Why not push him more forcefully right now to be a unifier instead of a divider?
Again, to Eric Erickson, conservative talk host.
No, I think he needs to be. I absolutely do. I think he should lay off the American press. CNN or MSNBC or Fox News or any other news network is the enemy of the American people. And I think he does need to do that. I also think there are folks on the other side who need to tamp down on rhetoric as well. We had ricin attacks against Susan Collins and Ted Cruz last week and protesters chasing people out of restaurants. I think.
Okay, very reasonable. I mean, ricin attacks last week.
Yes.
That has been completely, I barely even mentioned it myself.
Yeah.
But the bombs, the Democrat bombs, didn't work. Now that's an issue.
Yes, of course it is.
Susan Collins and Ted Cruz, both senators that got ricin sent to them.
Yeah, that's not important right now.
That's not a concern?
No, that's
okay,
not a concern.
okay.
Sides need to calm down, which is one reason I think it's not very helpful right now is who started it. Both sides can say the other side did. What we need to come to a consensus on is that both sides need to stop turning the base over to the fringe and the angry mob and actually return to the better angels of ourselves.
Okay, I think he's absolutely right.
Did he have to use the M word? I mean, seriously.
What M word? What did I?
Mob.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't even catch it. Please. Did we not beep that?
You cannot use the
Why
M
didn't we
word.
beep that?
Jeez.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. I apologize. We're going to have to edit that out in post-production, though.
Yeah.
So he's right. Okay? There are a lot of conservatives, people on the right, libertarians, Republicans, that have said some pretty outrageous things. Democrats have, liberals, progressives, sure. We also have this phenomena of misunderstanding one another. The president may say things that are outrageous that his base looks at and goes, he is trolling.
Yeah.
They don't really expect that he means this, or it's not as violent, or it's not as sensational. And the left is, oh, it's so horrible. And you're like, guys, it's either a joke or he didn't mean it that way. And the same thing on the other side. I'm sure they say things. When Nancy Pelosi said collateral damage, I don't think she was talking about people being murdered, but collateral damage, those are power words, right?
Yes, they are.
A power phrase. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say there's a miscommunication. So Eric Erickson, absolutely right. Katie Tur, though, was undeterred in her criticisms of... See what I did? Because she's undeterred.
Sir, and I said this at 12 o'clock earlier today. I think that everyone has to take responsibility for their own actions. And
okay, that seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for your own actions, however.
Their own way in which they respond to this presidency, et cetera. And I don't condone anything that's happened to Susan Collins or Ted Cruz or anyone getting yelled out of a restaurant.
Look
I think
at
that's
the progress
abhorrent.
we've made. This is
but
great.
I do think it's pretty clear when you're talking about this toxic political environment that it did start with, mostly with Donald Trump in 2015.
Everybody is responsible. You can go way back. You can do this or whatever. Yes, we take responsibility, but it's Trump's fault. Wait. It's different now. It's Trump's fault.
It's called damnation with faint praise is what that is.
It just sounds like crap to me.
Oh, that too.
That's what it's okay.
But he began his campaign by calling Mexicans rapists. He repeatedly cheered
again. That's not even a miscommunication. No. Sorry, you guys. That it may be the thing that is most triggering throughout the Trump presidency and campaign before that. The misreporting and now accepted lie that Donald Trump called all Mexicans rapists and murderers,
and
etc.
murderers, right, yeah.
He did not.
No, he did not. He said there were some that were, of the immigrants or the illegal immigrants trying to come across, there were some murderers and rapists.
Yes, which is true. It's well documented. Number one, didn't say it about all Hispanics. Number two, didn't say it about all Mexicans.
No.
Said it specifically about illegals and even said that there are some good ones that come across as well. However, there are some that are murderers and rapists.
Yes.
Why would you say... Okay, I mean, some are murderers and rapists, but we'll go ahead and let them in.
Well, you wouldn't say that because that would be crazy to let in murderers and rapists.
Exactly. So they just Eric Erickson, undeterred by Katie Tur,
See what you did there.
says, we can just keep going back and saying other people.
Right.
It's the Jews and the Arabs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You just keep going, well, that guy blew up my brother. Well, yeah, he only did that because his cousin was blown up. Well, yeah, he only did that because of his father.
Right.
That guy's grandfather. And you just keep going back and
back.
back.
Where do you mark the line? Where do you stop?
Right. So here we go.
Crowds that were screaming, "Lock her up" for Hillary Clinton. He told protesters that he would pay their legal bills if they punched, or supporters if they punched protesters.
Right.
Hold on, I'm still going.
Barack Obama and take a gun to a knife fight, or to Hispanic voters that Republicans are giving me? Do we go back to the weather underground in 1960 or Tim McVeigh in the 1990s?
Have you ever heard a politician other than Donald Trump say, "I'm so proud," or give a kudos to another politician who body slammed a reporter? Have you ever heard that from anybody else other than...
See, again, you're pissed off. Did you hear his point? Obama, you don't take a knife to a gunfight.
Mm-hmm.
Former president. What do you mean by that? Well, he was just being, talking about organizing, getting out there. Great, fine.
Mm-hmm.
It could be seen the same way that Trump is seen by people on the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yes, completely.
And it goes on and on and on.
She is trying to make a name for herself. The problem with Katie Tur is she's a little vanilla.
That is true. She is.
She's just kind of mousy.
Very forgettable. Very forgettable.
And so she is trying to
mousy,
she's just trying to ramp her own brand up to be a little more.
If you asked me to define mousy, let me say that, it would take me a lot of words because it's not really clear cut. It's kind of meek and kind of whatever. But now that you say it, Katie Tur.
Katie Tur.
That is very.
Answer this question. Hold on, Donna. Have you heard that from anyone else?
I think that Donald Trump is a symptom of what's going on in this country. Your blood pressure going up over Donald Trump right now is
my
a symptom
blood pressure is going up because he advocates violence or he celebrates violence.
Donald Trump is not to blame for the
people.
mass shooting against Republicans last year. You had Democrats saying that Republicans were killing people. Both sides are to blame. And if you're
So what do? Do we take the president out back behind the woodshed and slap him around a little bit?
Yep.
The bar did not get demonstrably lowered when Donald Trump started running for office. It's just not true, and it's offensive.
Demonstrably lower. Did it get lower? I could, with a gritting of my teeth, say it got lower. Sure.
Yeah.
Of course. However, that's not what you said earlier. Earlier, she said this started with him.
Right. Yeah. No, it's... What it all started with was social media and the fact that everybody gets on social media and says anything they want to say behind the veil of anonymity, and that has transferred over to the politicians as well.
Excuse me. I have demonstrated in the past it did not start then. It didn't start with Obama. It didn't start with Bush before. It goes all the way back to Martin Van Ruin.
That far back.
Absolutely. That's exactly when it started. Prior to that, around the globe, politicians were perfect. But when they started calling him Martin Van Ruin, that was it.
What year was that?
He was 8, so, back in the early 1800s.
So
Martin Van Ruin, it's been a while.
You're saying it goes back a little farther.
Yes, exactly. But it started right there with Martin Van Ruin. Don't forget that.
Yes, from this day forward, I shall not.
So where are we at with the election? We got, 11 days?
Yes, it is T-minus 11 until the most important election of our lifetime.
What is it?
The T-minus 11, the most important election of our lifetime.
The most important?
The single most important election of our lifetime until 12 days from now.
Okay, that's good. That's great.
It will be the second most important.
Got some new information. It turns out even though the Democrats have been calling out the Republicans for dark money.
Wait, what?
Dark money. The Republicans are with all that dark money coming in.
I don't think you can say that. That's.
I didn't say darky money. I said dark money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can
big
say
difference.
that.
Big difference.
Although there might be darky money too. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. Anyway, turns out the Democrats are far outspending the Republicans with dark money and probably darky money. Both.
And dark money is the money that is untraceable. Is
okay. Sure.
The definition of dark money is all I'm looking for.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Dark. It's very dark.
Hard to see. Okay. Clears it right up.
Not properly lit money.
Aha.
Something like that.
Now I understand.
Another update about the election here. The Texas Attorney General has released an advisory about problems with voting machines. Oh, the reports are coming in. The people that there could be other ones as well, but the ones that I've seen reported multiple times on social media, people have sent me links to the stories, individuals reporting that when they went to vote in Texas on the electronic voting machines, when they voted straight party line and just pushed an R to go all the way down, when they did that, all of a sudden a couple of them went pink, pink over to the Democrats, including switching a vote from Cruz to Beta.
No, this is not happening.
Oh,
this is not
seriously.
Happening.
You can find the story to the point that the Texas Attorney General had to issue an advisory. He said he received complaints from people who voted using the Hart E-Slate machines. Came from people who voted straight ticket lines. They said the machine changed some of their selections. He said, now they're claiming that this is obviously a glitch.
Oh, yeah, it's just a glitch.
It says it's due to voters taking keyboard actions before the page has fully appeared. So in other words, you click that, but then you hit something else, and it's crap. Exactly. No one did that in the beta test, in the Beto test.
Right? Yeah. No, nobody. Wow, that's a real glitch in the system right there. It just happens.
Sounds glitchy.
It
sounds
really does.
Very glitchy.
Sounds like that could be a problem for the Republicans.
Okay, now I am calling for the Republicans to pick up at least 3 seats in the Senate. I'm going to go ahead and set my number at 54 seats.
Okay.
They will end up with 54, possibly 55, but I'm going to say 54.
All right.
And I'm going to say the Democrats are not only not going to take the House, that the Republicans will still retain the House of Representatives, the majority in the House, with several seats, not like the squeaker of 2-3 seats. I'm going to say they're going to retain it with 10 seats.
Okay. All right. I should mark that down.
Ready?
Retain it with 10 seats.
They buy at least 10 seats.
10 seats. All right.
Okay, there's my prediction. Now, we still got 11 days to go.
Yes.
Don't forget, election night. Your MoJo 50 crew will be here all night long. Right here live in the MoJo Freedom Dojo, bringing you commentary and a few facts.
We've increased the budget to be able to pay everyone overtime.
No, we're not paying anybody even regular time. It doesn't work that way.
18 hours that day.
Yes, we will, but it's not getting paid.
Lots of money. We're spending lots of money on
that. We'll be working lots of hours, but there will be no money. So we'll be here at least 7 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Time. Right here in the MoJo Freedom Dojo. A few facts. We'll give you some of the returns and a whole lot of comedy and mockery.
Speaking of mockery, this just popped up here on Twitter. Is this? It is Hillary Clinton's birthday today, and she tweeted out. She tweeted out this tweet: "Happy birthday to this future president." Hillary Clinton tweeted out.
That was October 2016, though.
Oh, well, it's still there.
I was like, did she really put that out today, or is that that's an old tweet?
Yeah, well, what do you want to bet she is retweeting that today?
She's still hanging in there. She is still hanging in there.
Hanging in like a hair in a biscuit. Just saying.
All right.
It could happen.
During our election night coverage, we're still trying to figure out all the details for refreshments, but we'll be here again 7 to midnight. Now, we do have refreshments standing by, ready to go for our Black Friday event. This is a 12-hour marathon of Building America, where we'll give you, your company, companies of friends, family, whatever, free commercials on the air. No other broadcast outlet in the world dares to do this.
That's because it's crazy to do that, especially on an ad-supported platform. To give away your product free,
yeah, I know,
is insane.
I'm looking at it like the bourbon chicken.
You mean like at the mall?
At the mall, the bourbon chicken.
Oh, when they give out the little sample.
A little sample of bourbon chicken.
All right.
You try that bourbon chicken on that little stick. You're buying bourbon. How many times you had the bourbon chicken and not went and got bourbon chicken?
That's true. That's a very good point.
Right? It's in your head then.
Now I already know I'm buying the bourbon chicken, but I still get the sample anyway.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. I get the sample while I'm in line ready to buy it, because you get one more piece of bourbon chicken.
Now, when you get the ones from the others, do you go, that's really good. I may come back to you in a second, but you realize you're never going back to them. You're going straight ahead to the bourbon chicken.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you do that too. Sometimes I've taken a sample of the bourbon chicken, gotten the bourbon chicken, And then I go and get another sample as I put my tray away of the bourbon chicken. See,
it's really kind
I
of
look at MoJo50.com as the bourbon chicken of the media food court.
Okay.
That's who we are.
I like that.
It's good. Oh,
like
good.
Yes.
And we will hand out some samples because we know we got something going on
We're
here.
dripping with good sauce.
That's
What
right.
you're saying.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, on Black Friday, as we give these things all away, our buddy Chef Patrick has told me that he is going to have a rice bar, kind of like one of those mashed potato bars maybe you've had at weddings or whatnot. So he's going to put out the MoJo Wild Rice, and then we'll be able to doctor it up and add either some broth and make more of a soup, add some protein to it to make something savory, some vegetables. Or you can make it sweet, add some milk, some cream, something like that, a little sugar,
Really
fruit,
is
and whatever.
good.
Oh, it's
Really
awesome. This is how flexible and wonderful the MoJo Wild Rice is for Minostalgia. Check it out today at Minostalgia's website. The easy way to get there is mojowildrice.com.
Yeah, because we don't like to have to spell.
I can barely spell MoJo Wild Rice. I can barely do it.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who set the website up.
It's 3-4-letter words.
Right, and that's what keeps it going. MoJoWildRice.com. Learn all about the only native grain in North America, how healthy it is for you, and how delicious it is. I have been a spokesperson for Minostalgia Wild Rice for quite a while because it's just awesome. When I first tried it, I was like, how did I not know about this? I mean, it's a completely different strain of rice, but it is so healthy for you and so good, and it's very versatile. As I already said, you can do it sweet and savory. Also, at their website, other edible memories from the North Woods of Minnesota. You got pepper jellies and jams. You got the whipped honey, all the different mixes that are, many of them made from the rice flour, this wild rice flour. So it's just as healthy. Man, when they came in, Lori and Jay, when they made waffles for us.
That was really, those waffles were
Did you try the chocolate ones?
I think I did.
So Lori came in and she made the savory ones and has chicken and vegetables, and they were amazing. And then she made the chocolate ones, so they're more of the sweet. But what they are doing and suggesting is you make a bunch up like on a Saturday, Sunday, when you just freeze them.
Yeah.
So you put them in the freezer like the Eggo waffles, same thing, right?
Except a lot better for you.
They're a lot better, and they're much better tasting. Eggo waffles are not that good. In my mind, I think they're good.
Well, they're good when you dip them in syrup and
Right.
butter,
Have you ever just tried the little piece of it there? They're not good.
It's kind of cardboardy.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. And yet in my mind, I think they are. I see them, I'm like, oh, yeah. Now, I don't know how they managed to program
It's because of the syrup and if you dip cardboard in syrup and butter, it tastes
I think it's the slogan, Lego my Eggo. I think it was just a good marketer for them.
Good marketing.
So I'm trying to come up with a MoJo Wild Rice one.
How about MoJo Wild Rice waffles are really, really good.
See, it's wordy and it doesn't have the same flair. And you can't
but
say
it
Lego
says
my
what it is.
MoJo Wild Rice waffle or just wild rice.
Whoa, Joe. MoJo. WoJo. No.
WoJo! Hands off my MoJo
MoJo.
Wild Rice. Damn it. See, that works better for our platform.
It's so
It works better for the bourbon chicken of the media food court more than the
It's so close.
WoJo. If it was, see, if it was WoJo, hands off my wild rice MoJo.
Right?
Damn it, that's just,
There's an idea there. Just has to be fleshed out a little.
I don't know. Maybe you can help him out and tweet him at him as well. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com. Please order some today and help support our sponsors. All right, we got communiques all across the social media landscape, starting with the biggest and the best and the up-and-comer and what's going to revolutionize America, MeWe at MeWe.com. What are they saying in the MoJo 50 chat room?
Let's see. John Kloppenberg III is saying, I hope they broke that rule of no recording your vote rule in those electronic voting machines. I wonder why people want that rule. Did they make a rule that you couldn't go in there with like a cell phone?
I was just thinking that yesterday. I was like, I wonder if there's any footage. Damn it, I'm doing it. I would break that rule. If it came up the wrong way, I'm breaking the rule.
Why would that be illegal to take your cell phone in there and to videotape you voting? I mean, it's your vote.
If you were videotaping somebody else, that would be a problem.
That'd be a problem. But if you went in, I mean, if you want to go in there and leave the curtain open or whatever and show everybody what you're voting for, that's not.
Who is that? Who is that tweet by?
That it's not a tweet. It's over on MeWe.
I mean, MeWe. Sorry about who.
It's John Kloppenberg the third.
Maybe ask John Kloppenberg the second. Maybe he has more details.
He could. He might absolutely.
Sometimes dads will have more info.
Yeah, they really will.
By the way, just so you know, if you're on the MeWe, Brad looks at your profiles.
Oh, yeah.
Brad takes the time to study. I mean, a lot of us just go in and go, hey, John Kloppenberg II, you know, whatever. Brad's looking at your profiles quite a bit. He'll go back through your media. He's one of those people. He's kind of an online follower.
I am.
I don't like to say stalker because there's a very fine line between stalking. You know,
stalking is such a harsh. It has harsh connotations. I am an enthusiastic follower. That's more of what I am. And let's just okay, Tara, we'll just leave it at that.
Wow. Okay.
Just saying, hey, that's all.
All right.
Over on the Twitter, someone, it's Snarkazard, the Jackhole Pokemon, brought up a very good point. Robert Francis Beta O'Rourke still hasn't received a fake bomb. How much will this hurt his 2020 presidential aspirations? That's a very good question.
That is very solid. I think it's probably a little early to say they haven't gotten one. I mean, it may still be coming.
Let's face it. The Postal Service is not the most efficient. I mean, if they really wanted these things to arrive at the same time, they should have used FedEx overnight. Guaranteed.
Right. I would use a private carrier if I was going to fake terrorize somebody.
Yes,
if I was going to send faux bombs, I would use a private carrier.
But think of it this way. If they wanted them to be spread out over the course of a few days, then you would go ahead and use the USPS.
But then you still get a popularity, right, based on who was first.
Right.
Who did they send him to first? If you're not getting a bomb for like a month,
well,
I mean,
we don't know. We don't know that wasn't intended to be first.
You don't have a shot at this thing. You really don't.
A free exchange of ideas. MoJo 50.
Hey guys, Matt Locke, the Conservative Cartel. I'd like to take a minute and tell you about a new weight loss product that's instantly becoming part of the MoJo 50 family. It was launched by a Dallas area company who had taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. A 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened, and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. One Ridgezone client, Sarah, recently lost over 100 pounds. While she looks amazing, she has been struggling every day with cravings. Now that she's taking Ridgezone, she says it's so much easier to control her appetite and she's not thinking about food all day. Ridgezone contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to ridgezone.com, RIDUZONE.com, and enter the code MATT, M-A-T-T. That's Ridgezone, RIDUZONE.com.
You cannot retreat to your safe spaces. There are no therapy poodles allowed when facing the truth. And that's just how we like it. Straight, hard-hitting, conservatarian truth. On the rocks. No chaser. No marches. No protest. Only small, limited government, constitutional conversations. Exclusively on MoJo 50. We get into foreign policy. We get into national politics. We get into constitutional, libertarian, conservative ideology. We put the brakes on the media spin by destroying the lies, dismantling the narratives, and bringing you the stone-cold hard truth. Every weekend on MoJo 50. Join me, Adrian Slade, for a raging hour-long discussion, deconstructing the headlines and delivering you the entire full story. Only on MoJo 50. Live free.
All right, let's see here. What should we cover now? What should we...
So many choices.
All right, let's go to Chuck Todd because it has to do with the bombing.
All right.
The
bombing or the bombing?
I'm sorry, the bombs.
Bombs.
I hate to even say that because that's not really that
accurate.
Well,
we don't know yet because
the
none
faux
of
bombs
them have gone off.
Right. Not one of them. Seriously, not
really
one. You didn't get
sucky bomb makers.
Hang on. You didn't even get one of them.
No. Well, and you have to question why, in fact, they would use timers on bombs that were being sent in the mail. Wouldn't you want them to explode when they were opened? I mean, why would you use a timer?
So the Susan Collins and Ted Cruz ricin mailings, was that actually ricin?
Well, that's what
have we gotten a report that it was actually? I'm just curious about it.
That's a good question.
Because all things being equal, ricin scare versus fake bomb scare.
Right.
Ricin's still more serious. Because ricin by itself.
Ricin, yes, ricin. Yeah.
Just because, again, we pointed this out yesterday, you get a faux bomb in, they whisk it out, they put it in one of those balls in the back of a truck, boom, and they whisk it away. Ricin, they do the same thing with the letter, but you have to sweep, you have to clean every place where that was.
Well, interestingly enough, and I didn't realize this, but when the letter, that everyone's saying it was intended for Susan Collins, the letter was actually addressed to her husband.
Oh, okay.
And it does not say.
But the point is, these are much more serious, and yet they're not covering them at all.
Of course not. That just doesn't follow the narrative.
Chuck Todd has a theory about who's to blame, who's responsible, or possibly responsible. Chuck Todd now.
This feels like a spot. I have this fear that it could be some Russian operation, too.
It's the Russians, I say. The Russians, the Russians. It's the golden showers.
Chuck, it's not Russia. Let me help you out. It's not Russia.
You know what? You got to hand it to Chuck. He was just trying to be different.
Right. Now, at first, you may even say, well, I guess it could be Russia. That would be a hell of a plot to continue this and make, the president and Democrats or Republicans look bad or whatever. Yeah, I guess that is always a possibility, but it's not. Sorry, the likelihood it is. And you may even say, well, at least Chuck is being
original.
No, I mean, at least he's bringing this up where it could be something else, and that would help support the president. No, he's actually doing this to keep the narrative that Russia is involved in this stuff because it hurts Trump.
This feels like a spot. I have this fear that it could be some Russian operation, too, designed to do what's happening now. More of this, and so in some ways we shouldn't rule out.
I'm just saying it's a very strange moment, and we have no idea where.
So there you go. It's a very strange moment. We have no idea where. I've told you the two possibilities are, number one, it is somebody that is crazy on the right that really hates these people,
right? But
they are not to be given any type of credibility in speaking for people on the right. Sorry, they're crazy. The difference between the next most extreme person or persons on the right in their attitudes to this person is still a huge gap. You see what I'm saying? This is not just, well, you got these people a little more extreme, whatever, and then there's people like this. No.
Right.
This is rare, and the distance between him or her, the people responsible for these, if they are on the right, and the next most extreme people are huge margins. Now, a very close second to that, very close, is the difference between the scale of, 1 to 10, the most extreme Republican, somebody on the right being responsible versus somebody on the left being responsible is the difference between a 9.7 and a 10.
Very, very slim is what you're saying.
Very slim. It is, again, second likelihood is that it's somebody on the left who knows that this will be the false flag, blame somebody else,
right?
Because they're looking for that blue wave.
And in either case, they suck at making bombs.
Yes, that's
either
exactly
intentionally or just because they suck at making bombs. Because they obviously don't work, or maybe they do work in their intended purpose, just to draw attention to it. For instance, yesterday when we watched for approximately 48 minutes on Fox News, when they had the helicopter shots of the truck, and what were we hoping to see? Why did they have a camera on those trucks? I mean, it wasn't just to watch a truck drive through Manhattan. The expectation is, okay, at some point, watch this truck blow up.
Yeah, it's something to watch while they're talking about the story. Right. That's what it is.
But I mean, it's about as exciting as it literally is watching a truck drive through the streets of Manhattan. That's not terribly exciting.
The likelihood that this is Russia isn't even a 1 on a 1 to 10 scale.
Well, there were some
seriously.
There were some red lights on the truck.
No, it's not. It's not
red
at all.
is Russia, so there's a possibility it's
okay.
The Russian postmark. Maybe?
Hey, Michael Avenatti, got to get to that guy. Are you familiar with him? He, of course, was the attorney for Stormy Daniels and the attorney for Julie Swetnick during the Kavanaugh hearings.
Whatever happened to her?
Yeah, she's pretty much gone. So is Ford and the other one that we don't even remember.
Well, Ford is off spending the $600,000 that she got from GoFundMe.
As predicted, we hearing anything from them?
Nope.
Any charges? Any additional investigations?
Nope.
I mean, is Cory Booker or the others out there saying, that's it, we're standing with Ford, we got to go find the other guys?
Nope. Nothing.
No, it's done. It's over. It was that media spectacle simply for the midterm elections, as we said. Well, Michael Avenatti in a little bit of hot water. And this is one of those delicious moments for libertarians and conservatives. Not just because it's Michael Avenatti, who is bat crap crazy progressive, and I apologize for the redundancy. Michael Avenatti, this is just so wonderful. Because, A, he's the gift that keeps giving. He's gold, Jerry. He's gold. But also because this is a moment where those progressives end up coming in conflict with other progressives.
Right.
Okay. Michael Avenatti is learning the downside of progressivism, or one of the downsides. He is in the middle of a firestorm over comments that he made to Time magazine.
Oh, what did he say?
You're shocked, aren't you? That Time magazine is still around.
Completely. Yeah. Do they still print something?
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So anyways, yeah, he gives this interview to Time, and he says it's better to be a white male in America. Now,
all right.
I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily disagree. I think you could divide it up and say in some ways you may be right, in many ways you'd be wrong. That's fine. You could get into the whole
days I wish I was a woman.
Okay. That's a scary thought, but okay.
Leave it right there.
And then, you could say white, but he's going on the white privilege. Now, Michael Avenatti is on the left. He's somebody who supports this nonsense of white privilege and everything else. Time magazine prints the article. At so far, what I've told you about what he said, why would the progressives be frustrated by this?
Well, I mean, the whole Me Too movement centered around females, basically. So,
but he's not saying woohoo, white males.
Right? No,
not saying that. He made a statement again as a progressive.
Yeah.
He went on to say, when you have a white male making the arguments, they carry more weight. Should they carry more weight? Absolutely not. But they do, yes. But do they? Yes.
What? He's saying that as a white male, if you make a statement, you carries more weight than any. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Neither do I. But wouldn't progressives believe that? Wouldn't liberals? Wouldn't people on the left believe that?
For the white privilege thing? Okay,
right.
Yes, I can see that.
Yet they're all pissed off at him. Time magazine, the author of this article, laid out explicitly that he was not saying this is a good thing. I mean, I just gave you the quote.
Right.
He's not supporting
He's
this
just
myth
saying,
of white privilege.
Just saying it's a fact. He's trying to just lay it,
he said it's not good.
Fact.
Doesn't matter. The left melted down. Because he said, I think it's better to be a white male. That's all they heard.
Right.
They didn't hear him saying it's better to be a white male, and that is a horrible thing.
Right.
But still, this white privilege, that's what he was getting.
Right.
I hate to defend Michael Avenatti here, but he's consistent with his crazy ideas.
It's an upside-down world.
Yet the crazy people that stand with him and that he stands with threw him under the bus, ran him over, went around the block, hit him a couple more times, beep, beep, backed up, and went over him again.
Maybe they're just trying to distance themselves from him.
Simone Sanders, the press secretary for the failed presidential campaign of Bernie Sanders, called him the personification of progressives who still traffic in white supremacy and the patriarchy.
Wow, that's a lot of words.
Black Lives Matter founder or leader Sean King really isn't even black. Anyway, he said, let me be unmistakably clear on something. F Michael Avenatti.
Wow. What does he mean by that?
Right. I wish you'd be a little clearer. He said, this man is a clown, and now we are learning he is also a sexist bigot.
It took you this long?
Because he supported their ideas. This is how crazy they are triggered by phrases. There's no nuance to it. They took essentially his one statement out of context. All they heard or all they cared to hear was, it's better to be a white male. Even that by itself, you would say, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Are you saying that's, woohoo, let's keep people down?
Right.
No.
He, well, like you said, he's the gift that keeps on giving.
And they are crushing him because of this. Now, most people, normal, sane people would go, wow, I see the problem with all this. They took it. I even support these people, and they turned on me. This is really weird. But he will not.
Of course not.
I expect a full apology in the next couple of days because they ain't going to let this go. Remember, the guy launched a presidential campaign.
Yeah, it's true. I
You
wonder how
cannot
that's
have
going
this.
for him.
Yeah, they're going to crush him. Especially, you want to be president, white guy, and you're going to do this, and you got Cory Booker and Kamala Harris, and you got Injun Joanne.
Right.
You know?
And maybe that's why they're doing it. Maybe they want to just quash the...
That's probably what's going on.
The thought of
here.
a presidential campaign, stomp it out before it becomes more than a clump of cells.
Either they don't want him bringing down the Democrats 2 years from now because he is a nut.
Yeah.
Or they are looking for Kamala Harris or somebody. You're right. I think that's what's going on.
You're saying he's one of those crazy Democrats, unlike Claire McCaskill.
He is one of those crazy Democrats like Claire McCaskill. Yeah. By the way, Chuck Grassley has referred Avenatti and Julie Swetnick to a Department of Justice criminal investigation.
Yeah, he's not going to let it go, is he?
No, good for Chuck Grassley on this.
Good for him.
He says, okay, she gave conflicting stories as part of testimony.
Yeah.
Remember, she led with the most crazy, the rape train, and then said, well, you know, he was in some of those parties, and I don't know who, and she changed her story. So he's saying she basically perjured herself. He says that Avenatti and Swetnick's actions impeded the work of the Judiciary Committee as well, and therefore he's turned it over to the the Department of Justice for investigation and possible prosecution.
Is he also going to press for Dr. Ford's notes?
No, he will not.
That's dead now, huh?
And why? Even though I think, you should, and everybody on the left should be interested in this too. Let's get it all out there, right? Transparency. He can't because she still is seen in a favorable light. She's still a victim. Even people on the left are like, oh, this Swetnick chick is bringing this crap down.
Yeah.
They thought, here's what they had hoped. Dr. Ford, come on, one sketchy holes in her memory accuser, right?
Yes.
So they needed somebody else. So then who's this? Ramirez. They come out, they're like, accuser number 2. And we said, oh, an anonymous. They're like, we got to put her name out there.
Right.
This whole thing plays out. And they're like, 3. Got it. We got 3. Now this is a pattern. See, now we got it.
Right.
So they were hoping it stopped right there. But then as reasonable people do, we said, who are these people? What are the details of their story?
Right.
And then they're like, crap.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move along, people. Move along.
This is what turned the tide in favor of Kavanaugh. This is what likely is going to help the Republicans in the midterms 11 days from now.
You know, one thing can be said, it's not a dull time to be alive.
No.
At all.
Now, in response to Chuck Grassley saying, hey, Department of Justice, what up with these people? Avenatti responded, so many words. So let me just start by saying so many. Hashtag SMW. So many words. It's ironic that Senator Grassley now is interested in investigations. He didn't care when it came to putting a man on the SCOTUS for life. We welcome the investigation as now we can finally get to the bottom of Judge Kavanaugh's lies and conduct. Let the truth be known. Maybe if Grassley was an actual lawyer that knew something about the law, he would realize that what he has done, he just opened up Pandora's box as it relates to Justice Kavanaugh's conduct. It's Christmas in October. Ha! How about that, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't matter. It's not. Nothing will become of this. This is not a. I'm not an attorney. I'm an idiot. And I get the mistake he's made. He thinks this is a trial where once one side opens up a line of questioning, then it becomes fair game for others.
Right.
Right?
It's just like the Donald Trump Jr., you're going to jail, enjoy time in prison.
Right. This isn't what this is.
No. This
doesn't matter. You don't suddenly get some extra little force them to tell the truth with a magic lasso. Something moment. You don't get it.
But a
it's
magic
not
lasso
happening.
would be great.
It would. It really would be great.
It would be very nice.
Now, some more information about Michael Avenatti. Do you want more? Because I have more.
Yes, yes, please. Another helping.
Okay. His former law firm, he was partners in a law firm, has unpaid taxes totaling $2.4 million. Is
that all? Pocket change.
Actually, no, it's not. The coffee shop he used to own.
He used to own a coffee shop, too?
I think a chain of them. He was one of the investigators or investors in a coffee shop in, I think, Seattle area.
Okay.
Yeah, that coffee shop he used to own also owes millions of dollars in unpaid taxes. So you got $2.4 million from his law firm and then millions from the coffee shop.
Oh, he's going to have to work overtime to pay those off, I would say.
And by the way, that's not all.
Oh, there's more.
Yes, he personally has unpaid federal taxes of at least $1.2 million.
Wow. He's going to have to work double overtime.
He is either very close to or has topped between his past businesses that he is still responsible for and personally taxes of maybe over $10 million.
That's more than I owe.
Yes, that's right. Makes you feel pretty good.
Yes, it does.
Now, the Daily Beast reported that, quote, or Avenatti, quote, enjoyed the Lux lifestyle, jetting around the world to race cars with Saudi prince and treating his wife and their friends to luxury villas in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Yet he and his companies owed hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid taxes and in compensation to at least one former colleague who claims Avenatti stiffed him out of millions in law firm profits. So not only did he not pay his taxes, he had this jet-setting lifestyle that he would not be able to afford the same way if he actually paid his taxes.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you pay your taxes, you can't afford to have the fun. I can understand why you would rather have the fun than pay the taxes.
Which, okay, little side note here, Avenatti, this is the reason most of us fight for lower taxes.
Right.
See, this is the difference. See, on the right, we say, it's the law, you've got to pay your taxes. So we go and pay our taxes.
Right.
But we complain and say there's got to be a better way. And then we get involved and we vote for people that say lower taxes.
Right.
You know, let's stop wasting money, number one. Let's stop giving people money who are not willing to work or do their fair share, these type of things. Whereas the progressive, says, we need those taxes to help the poor, and then they just don't pay them, and they break the law. So there's the difference.
It's a slight, it's a fine line. Or maybe not so fine.
It's not fine at all. No. He said the Daily Beast article is complete garbage. And then went blah, 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 hashtag so many words. I'm happy to compare my finances and the way that I've led my life to that of Donald Trump.
Ah, yes, you knew that was coming. You knew that was coming.
Here's the thing. The Daily Beast is left. They're on the left. They are. The Daily Beast is pretty good when it comes to reporting stuff like this. When it comes to things like this, much as people like Avenatti want to bitch and complain and say it's inaccurate, and of course, when an article like this comes out, people like Avenatti always stand up and go, it's not true, it's not. They never offer how it's not true, no proof on it or whatever, but they just claim that they're out to get them, something like that.
Yeah.
Avenatti, it's difficult to claim because they're on the left. Mike, sorry. So it's been my experience when it's stories like this, the Daily Beast gets a lot of it right.
Polish American Jackal.
Would you agree, Brad Staggs?
Yes, I would. And I'm going to say a Polish American Jackal with a huge patriotic desk says, please don't spend time defending Michael Avenatti. Just point and laugh. Let me be clear. We're laughing at him and not with him.
Good point.
You see?
That's right. That is a very solid point.
Blah, blah, blah.
Love the blah, blah, blah.
Perhaps we should listen to Michael Avenatti by not listening to him.
Let me understand that.
Let's see. By not listening to him. That's kind of deep.
Let me think.
Remember that guy you wanted to ask you to prom, but he went with Betty Jo instead? Now, you can make him pay for the backseat romp he didn't have with you, or Betty Jo. High school or college hottie, never looked at you or even knew your name? He'll never forget you now.
Nope.
Have you slipped and fallen or accidentally been gang raped in a place you've never been, or sexually assaulted sometime in either your teens, 20s, or never? If you've said yes to any of these probing accusations, you may be entitled to free publicity and a GoFundMe account worth bank. You see, at Avenatti & Avenatti, we put the naughty where it should be. squirting right in the public eye. We troll for troubled women and cite cases just like you to exploit them for every ounce of media attention we can manage. That's right. You can be the attention-seeking whore you've always wanted to be. Would you like to push a political agenda the media will love? Call us. Lusted for that hottie who didn't even know your name? Well, he damn skippy will now. And so will everybody you may or may not have gone to school with. Call us. Even if you've never suffered from high crimes and sex demeanors, our team of publicity professionals will help trigger your memory, even if you have none. And you'll be able to pass a polygraph with flying colors and with your pants around your ankles. Call us at
1-900-SLEAZY-PORN-LAWYERS. That's 1-900-SLEAZY-PORN-LAWYERS.
Or online at doyoukissyurmamawithatmouth.porn. Remember that guy you wanted to ask you to prom?
I think once is enough. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, get the comments in via social media. We'll get some more of yours coming up in just a moment. But first, I want to take a moment and remind you to please sign up for a Patriot Mobile account if you haven't done so already. Got to get a bunch of people to sign up because the more we sign up, the more good that is done and the more bad that stops being done. You got to remember, Patriot Mobile is unlike every other mobile provider out there. How bizarre is that there are dozens and dozens of mobile service providers? You got, the handful of really big ones up there.
Yep.
A bunch of smaller ones. And out of all of them, Patriot Mobile is the only one that is not actively working on behalf of leftist organizations or candidates.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
By the way, that's not just me telling you this. This isn't just part of the commercial. This is the truth. Look it up yourself. There's a bunch of websites out there where you can go and look and see what companies have given to political organizations. They're all over. And look it up and look for some specific categories or organizations. Some of it is obviously not reported, but if you look it up and you'll say, like, the NRA, for example, that's one of the best examples out there. And you look at, like, Verizon, AT&T specifically, which, by the way, is a horrible company.
How do you really feel about them?
I hate them. They are arguably the worst company in America, in my opinion. I hate them more, I think, than any other company out there.
Wow. But other than that, they're pretty nice people.
Yeah, other than that, they're great. Yeah. They're swell. So if you look it up and you like the NRA and you go over the years and you go, what have they given? And they've given just gobs and gobs of money.
Right.
And then or to anti-NRA organizations. Then you look what they give to the NRA and it's like $200. I think one of the examples was they gave tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm going from memory here, to Mayor Bloomberg's anti-gun group.
Right.
And then the NRA, they gave, I want to say it was $300.
So you're saying they gave some to the NRA?
Well, and that's what they used to market. So if I were to get them on and I'd be like, how come you guys are anti-gun? They're like, whoa, we gave money to the NRA too. And you're like, yeah, it's disproportionate.
Right.
And
but
then,
we gave some.
Then if somebody on the left would call them and say they support the NRA, they go, guys, we gave them $300. It was nothing.
Right.
It was, it's the perfect excuse for them. Because I believe the people who run it, people who organize at the top, are cronies. Clearly, their business model and business practice show they are not capitalists. They are cronies. I mean, manipulating the government with lobbyists and everything else, but also in manipulating the system so they can pretend that they are also giving to other sides. They are not. They absolutely, every other one gives and supports progressive causes, candidates, and ideas. And if they do happen to casually, occasionally give a couple of dollars to something that is conservative, is disproportionate just for marketing purposes. This is who they are. Patriot Mobile is the only one who's not. So if we got 1,000 people to switch from the big carriers today, none of that money goes to them. That is a significant impact on them. And conversely, that money does go to Patriot Mobile, who does some good with the money. This is where we are. This is something we can actually do every day. I just saw another story yesterday about Facebook and their secret, was it bunker response team? They had something, basic war room. That was it.
Really?
They have a war room to stop the lies from spreading on their platform about the election and candidates, the lies.
That's comforting. That's comforting to know that Facebook is finally doing something for us. You know, that we're not the far left.
Let's say for a moment, giving them the benefit of the doubt, that Zuckerberg and others truly have a place in their heart for trying to get the truth out.
Right.
And they say, we don't want our platform being used to manipulate, to get anybody elected, left or right, wrongly, falsely. Okay. They start, again, not from a balanced baseline. They start already down the political road.
Yes.
Overwhelmingly, Facebook and everybody who works there is progressive. So you can't trust him on this. There are just things that, like Katie Turner, well, he just said things. What about everybody else? Well, his is worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they are. So they have a war room that they have set up to monitor any of this stuff. Greater crackdowns from Jack at Twitter as well.
Yeah.
You want to stop that stuff? Sign up for a Patriot Mobile account today. They are one of our partners in this entire thing we're doing over the next couple of years. You can stop some of these other tech companies out there by stopping giving your money to those big mobile service providers. Sign up for a Patriot Mobile account today, please, at patriotmobile.com/doc. By the way, they have great coverage and great prices. It's not like you're, well, dog, I'm going to sacrifice and pay more. You're not. I mean, I guess you could upsell yourself or something like that, but no, you'll likely save money. PatriotMobile.com/doc or 800-A-PATRIOT. It's PatriotMobile.com/doc.
Well, Margaret over on Facebook feels your pain. She says so is DirecTV. They're owned by AT&T. Just a nightmare to deal with.
Yes, it's all it's coming together. The companies are gobbling the other ones up now.
Kathy Ludlow said, we dropped Netflix. We're dropping DirecTV too.
Good for you.
I don't know if I can drop my Netflix.
It's different for you. You have a free account.
Oh, yeah, it's true. So I'm not really contributing.
Seriously, he's not. Brad has a lifetime free account for Netflix. I don't know what he did to Mr. Flicks to get that net, as you may know him.
More of a verb than a noun.
What happened?
That's all I'm going to say.
Was it that sleazy hotel room in Sheboygan?
It was that one special night.
Sheboygan?
Stephen Leprechaun Payne over on MeWe says, I wonder when Avenatti will start a GoFundMe account. I think he already has one.
We need a GoFundMe account.
No kidding. I mean, if Dr. Ford can get a, $750,000 GoFundMe account.
Seriously.
And walk away. I would, we talked about this before. Would you sit up in front of Congress for that and expose yourself that way?
I'd expose myself for far less than that.
$750,000 if you got to walk away with that.
I've been hesitant over the years to start a GoFundMe account for this platform that, I had the idea for years ago and we've been slowly building and now, but maybe we should just do it. It's just an easy way to say, here's a couple of dollars, just that bridge to get you in the next couple of months. So I don't know.
Whatever it takes.
Get the comments in via social media. It's, of course, MoJo 50.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. There are 10 of them. Mail bombs that the FBI's Bill Sweeney says were addressed to prominent Democrats.
In New York, Maryland, Florida, Delaware, and Los Angeles.
Correspondent Ron DeRockstra.
The latest were 2 packages found at the Time Warner building in New York City last night that turned out not to be explosives. Officials say the devices were not rigged like booby-trap package bombs that would explode upon opening. They had timers and batteries but never went off. The manhunt continues and the 4-day mail bomb scare widens. Investigators say some of the package bombs were sent through the U.S. Postal Service, but that no new ones have been found in the mail system overnight.
Investigators now analyzing the innards of the crude devices to reveal whether they were intended to detonate or simply sow fear ahead of the midterm elections. President Trump takes the wraps off a plan aimed at saving Americans billions in prescription drug costs.
The president says unfair global practices force Americans to pay more than people do for the same drugs in other countries, linking drug costs to his long-standing grievance about foreign nations taking advantage of the U.S.
We're taking aim at the global freeloading that forces American consumers to subsidize lower prices in foreign countries.
The proposal would shift payments for some drugs administered in doctors' offices to a level based on international prices. Drug makers are sure to resist by arguing that's equivalent to instituting price controls. Sagar Magani at the White House.
With thousands of illegal immigrants marching north through Mexico, now less than 1,000 miles from the U.S. southern border, the Pentagon moving ahead with plans to deploy at least 800 troops to help secure the border with Mexico. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures down 241 points. NASDAQ futures off 171. S&P futures down 34 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's DIA Thrive.com.
Hey guys, Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. Are you tired of the bar scene, hoping to find the love of your life? Well, there is a better way for you single guys and ladies out there. Check out WeThePeople.dating. They make it easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out WeThePeople.dating for the love of people and people of love. Sign up and start dating today. WeThePeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
This is David Barton with another moment from America's history. As Christians become more active in politics, they must remember to elevate principles above party loyalty. Perhaps the best illustration of this comes from the life of Founding Father Benjamin Rush, a signer of the Declaration of Independence who served in the presidential administrations of John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, each of whom was from a different political party. When Benjamin Rush was asked of his personal party affiliation, he responded, "I've been alternately called an aristocrat and a Democrat. I am neither. I am a Christocrat. I believe all power will fail of producing order and happiness in the hands of man. He alone who created and redeemed man is qualified to govern him." Like Benjamin Rush, we too must remain Christocrats regardless of our personal party affiliation.
For more information on God's hand in American history, contact Wall Builders at 1-800-8-REBUILD.
The mothership has landed.
Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, MoJo 50. Sign up right now. Register for that big Black Friday Building America prize pack that we're going to be giving away on Black Friday. All you have to do is register at MoJo50.com. So far, it includes one Minuteman watch, one of a kind, made by hand by one dude. Minuteman watch, it's beautiful, several $100 value. You also got a pistola from Tar River Arms in that prize pack, valued several $100. TarRiverArms.com, more info on that. One Yellow Jacket cell phone case.
Not just any cell phone case.
It has a surprise. It has a battery backup that's a nice surprise for you. And it has a stun gun, which is a nice surprise for anybody that seeks to do you harm.
Yes. What are you trying to hit me with your cell phone? Ow!
Likely there will be a few gems in there from MoJoWildRice.com, and also probably some supplements from the Rich Solution and some of our other sponsors as well. So this is quickly adding up. I suspect that by the time we draw for it on Black Friday, its value will be over $2,000 and likely $3,000.
Wow. It's a lot of money, a lot of prize package worth, and it could be yours if you register and win.
And all you do is go to MoJo50.com. It's good stuff there for our Black Friday Building America Marathon.
Indeed.
I just mentioned Tar River Arms. They are crushing this. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Tar River Arms is doing so well. First of all, they came up with this idea that we want to be an online gun seller.
Right.
And other people have had that idea as well. But they said, we've got to find a way to get this done and be more effective, because you're not going to be successful at anything you do unless you cut through and do something different that is going to set you aside from the competition. And they said, well, what are the problems with, buying online? Well, first of all, you can't see the gun enough.
Right.
I mean, you just can't see, even if you know specifically, all right, I want the car, K9, I love it. I want the Glock 9 or what. Great. What about the specific one? If you're going to buy something used, let's say, you got to see it.
Yes.
How worn is it? Well, they said, well, we're going to come up with high-resolution photos, a lot of them, where you can zoom in. And they said, you know what, that's not enough. Let's do 3D imaging so you can flip at it and look at it from every angle. It's wonderful. You got to see it just for the technology. TarRiverArms.com. TarRiverArms.com. Check it out. And then they said, you know what? The other problem is you got to get a gun shipped to an FFL. They can't just ship it through the mail. So that local licensee has to intercept that and then wait for you to come in and get it. Well, they charge you for it. Tar River Arms said, nah, we'll take care of that. And shipping, we'll take care of that as well. TarRiverArms.com. I think that's the reason they're successful.
Yeah, remember, you cannot send firearms through the mail like that, but you can, however, send bombs that don't work.
That's exactly right.
Yes,
I'm not sure legally, but you can do it.
Strict rules.
Yeah.
Strict rules.
It's great guns, great prices, great service. It's a veteran-owned business. They still have one left, I think as of yesterday, one of the 6-hour P365.
I think there is one left.
They had others, but I think they have one left now. Yes, the retail price for it, the package that they put together would be $696 because you got a holster, you got an extra magazine, you've got the gun itself. So the retail price for all of that would be $696, almost $700. The Tar River Arms MoJo price is $585. Check it out today. It's TarRiverArms.com.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
A profound headlines brought to you today in part by TarRiverArms.com. Investigators are digging for a bomb motive. They warn more could be found. More bombs, that is, not more motives.
No, there's not going to be any more motives found.
No.
I shouldn't say that. Maybe
there could be several
MSNBC
motives.
will be on the air today, so
that's true.
There could be more crazy motives.
Bernie Sanders still waiting for his bomb to be delivered.
Where's my bomb? How am I supposed to run for president 2020 unless people know? See, I was a bomb last time, but I need a bomb now, so I won't bomb in the future.
Cory Booker also reportedly upset that he did not receive yet a bomb that does not work. The investigators did search coast to coast.
We joke about that, but I guarantee, even if he hasn't said those words, that egotistical nutcase Cory Booker is like, how come I didn't get a bomb? I'm not bomb worthy.
Now, you know, somewhere right now they are having the discussion, all right, who's going to take one for the team and have their bomb go off?
Oh.
Somebody, I mean, until one of these...
Son of a gun. Wait, Brad, wait. You're right.
One of these, if they don't go off, I mean, come on, it's a bunch of pieces
Okay,
and
so
parts.
let's say, and again, they really are. Personally, Cory Booker and others are like, I'm not bomb worthy.
Exactly.
And then number two, professionally, they're like, damn it, I got to get a bomb. But
they don't want anybody to get hurt.
No. But if today you're like Cory Booker, what, you're like the 10th person?
Yeah,
What, you're gonna wait till next week when you're like the 40th person?
Right.
No, that's not going to matter.
No.
What you have to do is up the ante. So you're right. You get one of your guys to do some shit or whatever, and you want it to blow up, giving them the benefit of the doubt, in their building, their office, but nobody gets damaged. But enough that it's like people are, oh my gosh, I worried for my life. And
Law enforcement officials told the Associated Press that the devices containing timers and batteries were not rigged like booby-trap package bombs that would explode upon opening, but they were still uncertain whether the devices were poorly designed or never intended to cause physical harm.
Did they have explosive material?
They have not said that.
Okay, see, folks, this is crap. I'm serious. What was the explosive material?
They are not saying.
For a bomb that small to do anything significant damage-wise, what kind of explosive? You'd have to have C4 or something in there.
Stuff that exploded really good. You'd have to have stuff that exploded really good for them to be exploding bombs.
Okay, anything else that was not like a higher significance explosive like a C4, if it did blow up, the worst, like you could have like gunpowder. And if you did that,
but again,
that's not gonna kill, it's not gonna blow up the wing of a hospital. It's not gonna be Oklahoma City bombing. It could kill somebody, but only the person
you can
who
kill
opens
somebody
it.
with a pencil.
But I mean, you could take an M80 or something like that and blow off someone's hand or something, or maybe even kill them.
Well, yes, it all depends on where it explodes.
So I get it. I'm sorry. I need more details, FBI.
Why the timers? Why the timers on something that you do not know when is going to be delivered?
Right, unless the timing is, man, that is so right.
There's just
unless the timing, the idea was this, Brad. Okay, I'm going to set the timer for 4 days from now, because then it'll make it into the mailroom.
Okay.
No, you're
90%
likely it's going to blow up if it blows up, a postman.
They didn't even
or in the bin.
Use priority mail.
Right.
If you're gonna,
this is crap. This is
nothing.
You know what? Done. It is not likely somebody. I'm sorry. This is fake. This is completely fake. Now.
And a lack of a postmark on a lot of the bombs is also leading people to wonder, how did they even get into the mail system?
Oh my gosh! Wouldn't it be great if we found out it was somebody from one of the caravans?
which, by the way, we attempted to find out exactly where the caravan is.
Yes, caravan update. Where are they, Brad? How far out are they? Where is the caravan at this moment?
It's approaching the United States. That's all we know.
So yeah, but I mean, they had like a several thousand-mile journey. Where are they?
They're in PG, Japan. That's in Mexico. That's not in Japan, by the way. PG, Japan.
That's in Mexico?
That's in Mexico. As of 6:11 a.m. Central Time, they're in PG, Japan,
is that
Mexico.
That is the entire caravan, every bit of them?
At least parts of it. Parts of it are in PG, Japan, Mexico.
Okay, where is PG, Japan, Mexico?
Somewhere south of the United States border with Mexico.
Okay. Yeah, because trying to find out where it is
Good luck with that.
Yeah, because they're not.
No. That's all we know at this point. This just in. A former top advisor to Hillary Clinton has suggested this week that the suspect or suspects linked to a rash of explosive devices addressed to top Democratic figures may have been inspired by President Trump's Twitter messages. By nothing else, just by President Trump's Twitter messages.
This is somebody, a spokesperson for Hillary?
This is Philip Raines. He was appearing on NBC. He said the president's rhetoric can't be ignored in the wake of the attempted bombings.
Okay. All right.
So remember, when all of this, you boil it all down, it's Trump's fault. Speaking of President Trump, guess who no longer supports him?
I don't know. You got me on that one.
Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner no longer supports President
the woman
Trump.
Formerly known as Bruce.
Exactly.
Got you. Okay, yeah.
In an op-ed for the Washington Post, Jenner expressed her regret at having mistakenly believed that the Trump administration supported the transgender community.
All right, so look at this. She's been female for less than a year, and already she stopped making sense.
I think it's been more than a year that she's been.
It's right about a year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, fully.
Well, I was going to say,
As
when
fully
do
as she
you?
could become.
Is it when the actual final snip took place?
According
or
to my friend Cal. My friend Cal, who used to be on the radio with us, he said when he's giving him the what he can here. Boy, that's
yes.
Because he's still biologically DNA whatever, but in today's world, he's willing to say that when you finally get rid of Mr. Johnson and his buddies,
well, you still have a prostate.
Yes,
you still don't have an ovary system or a uterus.
But that's the line in the damn it, the line in the sand for him.
That's when you get rid of.
What about you? Where's the line in the sand?
That's a
Is
good
he
question.
still a dude? You got it.
Technically, okay.
We all have to come to grips with in our own world. Number one, would you ever date a person who used to be physically completely male and now has had adjustments?
Are they hot?
Beautiful, stunning, but used to, Mr. Johnson is taking care of.
Well, no, okay. First of all, let's clarify the fact that Mr. Johnson is gone because Mr. Johnson is technically not gone. He's just reverse direction.
I mean, in the way we think of Mr. Johnson,
exactly. He's
his
reverse
buddies
direction.
are completely gone, though.
Okay, well, that's like saying that Lance Armstrong is a female because he only has one of them. Or that Scott Hamilton is a female because he only has one of them.
That's what I'm trying to determine where your line in the sand is. So would you ever date? Hot. You've seen the pictures of the, that never gets good. That's, by the way, do not Google what it looks like.
Oh, it's like a bad accident.
Yeah, or blue waffle. Don't do
right.
that either. Neither one of those.
Something
That's
about a cup.
Horrible.
And two girls.
So would you ever date him?
By dating, do you mean having dinner with? Because I'm not afraid to have dinner with anybody.
I'm talking about relations.
Well, just for the story. Hi, that's a good question because just for the story. Now, do I know this going in?
Yes.
I know it going in, and they're hot. Wow. That's a toughie.
This is the question we all, sadly, have to ask ourselves in today's world. So I'm just trying to figure out when you... So is there anybody who's transitioned fully as far as their definition goes? Are they that other gender now in your mind?
That's another toughie.
I'm undetermined at this point.
The woman that Caitlyn Jenner was dating, because technically Caitlyn Jenner is a lesbian at this point, because the
He said yes. He said he still liked women.
Yes, he still likes women because he was dating the other woman who used to be a dude, and she was kind of hot. So I'd have to say my jury is still out.
By the way, I just saw a commercial for Veridesk. Ron, we got to have our sales staff get on Veridesk. That's located here, I think, in Texas.
Yes,
they're a more conservative company, and they do a great job. Yeah, so
they're a real stand-up company
because the desks are stand-up or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. I don't know. My jury is still out. I'm going to leave that right there on the fence and say, you never know. If you are hot and you are a transitioned person, send pictures. We'll talk.
I don't hate the trannies.
I don't hate them either.
I don't even. I mean, we give everybody the business though.
Have you ever
actually feel kind of bad for you. That's got to be horrible.
Have you ever been to a what do they call the show? Not the cross-dressing show. It's the female impersonator show.
I'm sorry, those records are sealed, my friend.
There were a couple. I remember that night putting a couple of dollar bills in there, going, wow.
No, I mean, listen, if you're really troubled by these things your whole life, you've struggled with this, yeah, I of course have sympathy for you. It's got to be horrible. I just wish you would at least recognize the possibility that maybe it's your mind that's out of whack. I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just saying, they always say the two of them are not in alignment. Maybe that is, you know.
Just saying. I can put a couple of dollar bills where the sun don't shine. The Today Show no longer supports Megyn Kelly, and it's all...
They kicked the bitch out.
Yes, they did.
Holy moly, didn't they?
She is...
I mean, and I say it that way, not that I dislike her calling her a bitch. I'm saying they were like, get the F out.
Yes, that's...
Did you see their comments?
It was the blackface that did it.
Yeah, the comments... The news director, president, whoever it was, one of them was like...
Andy Lack, I believe.
Yeah, it's like, she will never appear on this network ever again in the future.
Yeah, well...
I mean, personally just triggered. He was like, get the F out.
They were paying her $25 million a year. The network may end up settling for close to $50 million. This is according to sources that were speaking with TMZ. Megyn's deal is 3 years firm. And she has around a year and 10 months to go. We're told that her lawyer, Brian Friedman, is going to have a call with the NBC brass, that would be today, to demand that the network pay her in full the remaining salary or face a lawsuit. This, again, over her defense of people wearing blackface. Or, I don't even, was it her defense of it?
She asked. It wasn't even a defense. I mean, people were triggered because she seemed to not give it credit because she was like, I don't get the big deal.
And we questioned it here too.
I mean, like, her interoffice memo apologizing to her coworkers was stupid. And when she said it's a teachable moment, shut up, Megyn. That's BS. You're just trying to keep it.
As soon as you start apologizing, you're screwed.
Exactly. But she didn't defend it. She just said, I don't understand it.
Right.
I don't.
And I think the whole thing was about Diana Ross. If you admired Diana Ross and you wanted to go for Halloween as Diana Ross, is that offensive that you dress up as Diana Ross? Then, then Rachel Dolezal should be the most offensive of all for not only being the wearing a darker skin tone, but also wearing the dreadlocks.
Yep.
And everything else, or the fro.
Yeah. So they booted her. What is $50 million? Is they're looking for the settlement?
Looking for $50 million.
How does that happen? You know, times in my life when I got fired, I didn't get $50
like,
I mean, I've had companies challenge unemployment. Lots of us have.
Right.
How do people get these golden parachutes?
You need a better attorney, is what you need,
or talent,
or
maybe
talent.
Maybe
either one, or maybe both. One of the Hawaiian Islands is gone, and we'll get to that story after we tell you that the headlines are brought to you in part by TheRichSolution.com. If you want to live the best life possible, you need TheRichSolution.com.
They got great stuff, too. First of all, it's an amazing story. Gwen Rich survives cancer, far greater with the type of cancer she has than most people. It's a horrible, all cancer is horrible, but a specific type of it. Read about her story. She has a book up there for sale, and you can learn how you can likely impact your life in a positive way with her story and some of the things that they've put together. But they also have these supplements for sale. Just look under life.
Supplements.
Is it supplements?
If you go to the top at therichsolution.com, you will see supplements, and you click on that. There's a drop-down menu.
What it is, it's combinations of supplements. So you can go out and say, well, I need a supplement for this. Well, most of us are not that educated. Well, they've spent a lot of time, and Gwen credits supplements as one of the cornerstones for her surviving cancer. And again, read all the details. But it's not just, hey, I'm going to take some vitamin C or I'm going to take this vitamin D. You have to understand how these vitamins work together. And they've put together the package because there's so much confusion. Put together a package for various things. So
you want
whatever,
to sleep better?
Boom, they've got one for it.
You want to have better sex as a woman over 50?
Boom, they've got one for it.
You want to have sex with a woman over 50?
Boom, they got all of that. Just go to supplements at therichsolution.com, The Rich Solution, and check it out today.
One of the Hawaiian Islands is indeed gone after Hurricane Walaka took it out earlier this month. And I had no idea. This is pretty...
Completely?
Completely. East Island has vanished after Hurricane Walaka blew it off the map, essentially.
How would that be?
It's
not going to be completely. It's still, only 6 inches under the water or something like that. Yeah.
It be gone. It was an 11 acres, and it was home of the endangered monk seal. And it's essentially, it was a sandbar on top of a reef.
It's just not going to be 70 feet underwater or something.
It is.
No,
yeah.
It's going to be.
There's nothing above water.
Right. It's just barely, because all it did then is blow the sand away and the stuff that was right on top. It's and by the way, it'll be back. The Hawaiian Islands. You see how much they grow?
Or will it? Yes, but this is sand. This was not volcanic.
Yeah, but all of that is based still on.
If you were a monk seal, you'd be looking at this a whole lot differently. Right
that is true. I'm not giving the monk seals their due. It's a very
sad
moment.
Seal, they're not happy because their home is gone. But you're right. The fact of the matter is, the sands shift, and it could come back. But for now,
it's gone.
East Island, part of the United States, gone.
I gotta
wiped off the map.
Change my vacation plans for January now.
As a matter of fact, you really should.
I was East Island, and my new business.
What was your new business?
Visit the East Island.
Ah, well, I thought you were going to say monk seal on a stick.
No, that's still very viable.
Tastes like
maybe viable now.
Tastes like bald eagle.
It does on a stick. It does. So yeah, my East Island travel. It's gone now.
It is National Mincemeat Day, not made from monk seal.
Mincemeat.
Mincemeat.
Just no.
It's a mixture of spiced meat and fruit. The English recipe dates all the way back to the 15th century.
And so does the Black Plague. So enjoy that or
Enjoy
whatever.
your National Mincemeat Day.
The modern minced meat that you do, like minced meat cookies or cake or whatever, they don't actually. Most of them do not actually put meat. It's just like the candied fruits and whatever.
Right.
I remember I must have been 8 years old, and my mom made cookies. She made mincemeat cookies. We had this big glass cookie jar. It was huge.
Got to have
and
me
she makes
some
the
of that.
mincemeat cookies, and my siblings and I are like, cookies! Mommy, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Surprise.
And those cookies sat in that cookie jar for months until they were eventually thrown out in one clump. And we stood united against my mom and said, never, ever are you to make mincemeat cookies again.
Right.
We stood united, Brad, and we spoke in one voice.
How'd that work for you?
It worked well. We were heard. Never were mincemeat cookies made again.
Never again.
That's right.
It was on this day back in 1861, something ended.
Well, it wasn't the Civil War.
No, it was not.
Apartheid.
Pony Express.
What year?
1861. Missouri to California Pony Express ended after only 19 months. I know. It seems like such a tragic end.
And John Kerry's been out of work ever since.
Hey, 1977, the last natural case of this was discovered in Somalia.
What year?
In 1977.
Scurvy.
Smallpox. The anniversary of this, the 1977, the October 26th, considered the anniversary of the eradication of smallpox, as a matter of fact. So
and smallpox
wiped off.
Horrible.
Yes.
Very deadly. Large pox, even worse.
Yes,
even worse.
No kidding.
You think smallpox, medium pox, certainly,
right?
Very, very dangerous as well, but
Speaking
small.
of it.
And then the Grande pox.
Ah, yes, that was the south of the border version.
The Vente pox, also, the Love It pox.
Yes.
Gotta have it.
Fortunately, the small version gone, eradicated.
Good.
Hillary Clinton is 70 years old today. Looks great for 96.
Wait, she's only 70?
She's 70 years old. Seth MacFarlane is 44. Keith Urban is 50. And BBW Quinn is 15 years old. I cannot believe that.
Which platform?
Instagram. 120,000 followers on Instagram. And by the way, they wiped out her account one day. She opened up a second one the next day and had 120,000 in about 2 hours.
Wait, what?
Just so you know, she's very popular. So the bottom line.
I don't.
BBW Quinn.
The thing I cannot get from all of these social media platforms is why people are interested in these different characters.
Does it matter?
Yes, it does. I'm trying to build a media platform here.
Well, they're lovable. Even Enoch
No,
True.
they're not. Many of them are not.
Enoch True, who weighs close to 1,000 pounds and can dance like nobody. If you got on there and danced and had your body parts jiggling, you might have a following.
I don't think so.
It's time for our Friday Freak of the Week. We'll soon hopefully have a jingle for that. Our Friday Freak of the Week is a Michigan killer who traded an Xbox for the location of his wife's remains.
Sounds like a deal. Sounds
Yes,
like smart trading. It's the barter system.
Who wouldn't? I mean, she's dead after all. It was a secret Doug Stewart held on for nearly a decade. The location of his estranged wife's hidden remains. He gave it up this week in exchange for access to an Xbox in prison. The truth is, without his cooperation in pointing out the location to us, we couldn't have found her any other way. This, according to Michigan State Police Detective Chuck Christensen. He explained in an interview with MLive.com. And so it was that on Monday this week, a shackled and handcuffed Stewart led police to a 5-foot deep hole in a wooded area in the Waukesha Township and pointed out where he had, in fact, hidden his wife's
I hate when they do deals like this with guys in prison because most of us do not want them to have a pleasurable time in prison.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, you got to do some good for the family and try to get that done. So depending upon how they did the deal, I wonder if he was smart enough to say, I get an Xbox plus games. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that would have been fabulous.
Here's your Xbox. Great. Haha, that's the deal.
Because you wouldn't want to screw over a killer, would you?
There's no games. Wouldn't that have been great?
Yes, that would have been fabulous. And
Awesome.
those are your headlines.
Stand by. Your Friday leftovers coming up next on MoJo 5-0.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of MoJo. MoJo 5-0.
Republicans in California are going to have to vote for a Democrat this midterm election. Now, I can hear you saying, but wait a minute, are there really any Republicans in California? Yes, there are. And if so, why would any Republican vote for a Democrat? Let me explain. In 2010, California enacted a top 2 primary system as a way to remove labels in favor of picking the best candidate based upon their merits, not their political affiliation. It was supposed to make voting less polarizing. It did anything but that. Both sides warned that either party could get shut out in the primaries, leading to a one-sided vote in November, and that's exactly where Californians find themselves today. Dianne Feinstein is seeking re-election for the 100th time, and her challenger, Democrat Kevin De Leon, is a new up-and-comer, anti-Trumper who has publicly admitted to having relatives illegally in the United States. He also aspires to be president someday, just like Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. At 85, Feinstein could potentially leave her seat before the end of her term and will never be president. There are no write-ins allowed in California during the general election, and leaving it blank would at least guarantee a 50% chance that De Leon will get elected and maybe someday become president of the United States. I don't know of any Republican who would want to be responsible for voting in a future Democrat president. And that's your reality check with Susan Knoll.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's D-I-A, thrive.com.
Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs on MoJo 5-0. Get a chance, please go to wethepeople.dating, wethepeople.dating. If you are in the market for a significant other, can you say in the market? If you're looking for?
I think so, yes.
If you're in the market for a significant other, try wethepeople.dating because probably you are looking for somebody who's not crazy. That's I always say that because that's how I see it. I absolutely could not date somebody that did not think like I did when it came to life and politics and philosophies and culture.
Remember, on the Crazy Hot Index, you want to go out and enjoy some fun time with the crazy ones. However, when you're ready to settle down and have a future, a solid, sane future with someone who is of like minds, that's when you go to wethepeople.dating.
Exactly. That's it. Wethepeople.dating. Your constitutionally minded match is waiting for you. That is your constitutionally minded match waiting for you.
What do you
do we have an open for this? Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's do that.
And now, Doc Thompson presents the Friday Leftovers.
These are the great stories we didn't get to earlier in the week, so we will get to them now. When a Cape Coral cop, Cape Coral is located in the state of Florida, FYI.
Yes, that would be Florida, yeah.
When a Cape Coral cop made a traffic stop for speeding, 22-year-old Abraham Duarte got out and immediately fled. He leaped into a canal and started to swim away. Ha ha! You'll never catch me, coppers! Ha ha! Cops just walked around the perimeter of the canal and waited for him. Because, see, anywhere you'd swim, they're going to be there.
Yes,
you just have to stay there, and then you're in the water just treading.
Unless you grow gills and can swim out to sea.
Yeah, it's not going to work for you there. So they just waited. And eventually, he swam back to land.
Because he didn't grow gills, is what you're saying.
He did not. Right. And there was yet another problem. The algae was so thick, it overwhelmed him. It started weighing him down. He could no longer swim. He was covered in that thick, nasty algae.
Okay. That's
Officers just waited, swam over and helped him out. He was taken to the hospital for consumption of algae. I didn't realize that was a thing.
I thought that was healthy for you anyway.
I think that's seaweed. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it's like,
I always conflate them in my mind. Algae bad, seaweed good.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then he was transferred to the Lee County Jail. He was charged with possession of a controlled substance and resisting arrest.
Bummer for him.
Pro criminal tip number 4813. Before fleeing from cops, make sure you navigate the algae.
Right?
You've got to plan for the algae.
It seems simple.
A shocking number of stories happen now where people think they're going to flee the police by getting into water.
Yeah, it just never seems to really work out in their favor, does it?
No, even if you're in a boat, cops have boats, so it's not going to help you there.
Yeah.
And you can't hide in open water.
No.
The vastness may help if you're way out there, but...
I know that a lot of people think that they can disguise themselves as water, and it just doesn't work.
I'm going to hide behind this tree out in the ocean. Nope. It's not working out.
No trees.
And you see, if it's a smaller body of water, like a pond or a lake or a river, something like this, they just...
they just wait for you.
Wait for you. In fact, they can usually walk faster than you can swim.
Generally speaking.
Or float on algae.
Right. Yeah. That's...
27-year-old Ashley Curry was caught on surveillance camera trying to steal a package of Flonase from a Pine Bluff, Arkansas Walmart. She was dressed as a cow with big pink udders. Because, see, you're not going to draw attention to yourself when you hope to shoplift.
No.
If you're dressed in a cow costume with huge pink udders.
No,
I mean, you're just blending right into Walmart. You know?
Maybe she thought it was a Chick-fil-A.
See, if you want to blend in with the people of Walmart, it's been my experience that you gain a lot of weight, wear tight clothing with a lot of your fat hanging out.
Well, it kind of describes a cow with the exception of the tight clothing.
Yes, exactly. And the giant pink udders.
Well, maybe if she had worn, say, a tight T-shirt over said pink udders.
They were fake pink udders.
Oh, well, in that case, now she's...
she's
going to jail.
So, after she was detained and was being searched by the Popo, she allegedly, according to the police report, this is in the cops' report, she allegedly stuck out her stomach area and told the cop he could suck a pink cow udder. Now, suck my pink cow udder?
Suck my big...
Right here, copper.
Suck on this.
The officer did not take her up on her offer.
That's good.
Instead, she was arrested and charged with shoplifting and resisting arrest.
Just being generally stupid.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You suck my giant pink cow udder. Copper. So on a story like this, if you're a cop, do you appreciate these or not? Because anytime anybody's throwing bodily fluids at you,
right,
anything like that, you're saying no, I don't want that to happen,
right.
But this is going to make the night go by a little better.
It really, I think it does, and I think it's a good story that you can probably later on tell your kids, tell the guys back at the station,
right. You're gonna have to arrest people. You're gonna come in contact with people stealing Flonase from Walmart, anyways, or whatever.
Right.
This isn't hurting the cop. Wasn't dangerous or anything, and instead he had a good story, right?
He did. He had a very good story.
And by the way, as much as I cannot condone theft, Flonase. Have you priced the Flonase?
It's not getting any cheaper. It is not getting any cheaper.
Flonase ain't be cheap.
No. So, and as a cow, where do you carry your wallet? I mean, maybe she just didn't have the money.
She made, exactly. I left my wallet in my chicken suit. Suck my beak?
Suck my big pig udder.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Dirty girl.
So my question is about the story, Brad, and we have no way of knowing, so we'll just have to speculate here, but... did she go to Walmart with the giant pink uddered cow outfit
on
to use that as part of her theft? Was she on her way to some place where that would be probably more accepted, like a costume party or a fetish party?
Maybe.
Or was this just her regular daily cow suit with giant pink udders?
Maybe she worked. Maybe she did work at a place where she had to wear that on a daily basis and finally just snapped. I mean, because if you do have to wear a giant pink-uddered cow costume on a daily basis, chances are sooner or later...
You're going to snap.
You're going to snap, yeah. You're going to be demanding that people suck your
Did she work at Chick-fil-A?
It's possible.
Eat more chicken, right?
Yeah, it is absolutely possible, although...
Or the cops go... And I don't know why they didn't ask her, why are you wearing a cow costume with giant pink udders?
Right.
If they did, I imagine her response will be, well, it's not Wednesday when I wear my skunk costume. It's not like it's Saturday. I wear the horse one on Saturday.
What do you demand that they suck on if you're wearing a giant skunk costume?
Tail, I don't know. Or, ma'am, why are you wearing the cow costume with the giant pink udders? You want me to wear one with little pink udders?
If you're going to go big or go home.
A few years ago, my buddy Skip and I were with a friend of ours, and we were on tour. And we stopped at a Chick-fil-A, as I'm wont to do. And they had the little cow up on top of a truck there dancing out in front.
Right.
Eat more chicken.
Yep.
Right. And so this friend of ours, I was like, you got to get a picture with the cow. He's like, I don't want a picture with the cow. And I'm like, you got to get a picture with the cow, man. Skip's like, what are you doing? Once we realized he was bothered by the cow.
Right, yeah.
We're like, you must. We went large with it, right? So we convince him, and the cow was just getting down off of the truck.
Right.
And they're getting down. We're like, get a picture with the cow. So he reluctantly gets over there. So we start taking the pictures, and we won't let him stop. And within 4 or 5 minutes of this, because it was that long, as we're snapping pictures, it was like a photo shoot. We're like, yeah, snap, 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 snap. We start going, get on that cow, get on that. And we're screaming this out on the street, forgetting, of course, that there is a person inside the cow outfit that has got to be freaked the hell out by this.
Get on the cow. Get on that cow.
Get on it. Closer. Act like you like the cow.
Yeah, and probably the poor 17-year-old person
Hey,
inside. Wait,
I don't think I can do this anymore.
I'm not doing this for $10 an hour. This is not worth it.
I like your wafer fries, but it's not worth the employee meal. Hey, Mr. Manager. I work the fry later. I'd rather clean the bathrooms.
I'd rather scrub the floors with a toothbrush. Oh.
A man in Fresno, California, was house sitting for his parents and accidentally burned it down.
Well, that happens.
Any guesses? So he's house sitting. Yeah, Mom and Dad, I'll watch the house, make sure nothing happens to it.
Meth lab.
And he burnt. Good guess.
Was it?
No.
Oh.
I know the audiences, they're clued in because this is another common theme in the Friday Leftovers. He was playing amateur exterminator.
Snakes?
Black Widow spider.
Oh!
See, here's the thing. The number of stories of people lighting something on fire to try to either smoke something out or to burn them out that leads to burning the house down is amazing.
You'd think that they would learn.
He used a blowtorch to kill a Black Widow spider.
I can
29 firefighters, a 2-alarm fire.
Wow. They
responded. Fortunately, there's the people in the house. Their son made it out alive. The guy who was trying to kill the Black Widow spider. Nobody else was injured.
Well, there's a happy ending.
I guess so. I would say happy ending.
Unless you're the spider.
No word on the condition of the spider.
I was going to say. It's probably alive.
It probably is.
It probably just walked out, went next door.
If your house sitting includes burning the house down, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
Just so you know. That's not what it is.
Right.
So you may have thought they just meant, in case, make sure nobody breaks in.
Right.
Keep burglars and somebody at the house the whole time. It also includes burning the thing down.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that if you're a house sitter. It's going to look bad on the resume if you go pro with the thing. By the way, as we get through our Friday Leftovers here, make sure to share your comments online. If you do it on the Twitter, please use the hashtag What I Learned Today and on Facebook as well. But make sure to use that MeWe chat room because we'll get to yours as well. Please sign up for a MeWe account. Follow Brad and I as well. It's MeWe.com. A man in Norfolk, Virginia called the police to report that his car had gone missing.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
He had left the car running and unattended in his driveway as he ran inside. He came back outside. It was gone. Within minutes, dispatchers received reports of a car matching the make and model of his, driving erratically just a few blocks away from where it went missing. Cops found the car in the bushes of a nearby front yard, having struck trash cans nearby, sideswiping in a parked van, hitting some other things.
It's not good.
It had been abandoned.
It's because it was scratched.
It's damaged now. Who wants
Who
this?
wants a damaged, scratched car?
It wasn't hard for the cops to locate the perps because they had flagged down their school bus.
How old were they?
Junior high schoolers. Witnesses said that they saw 3 youths exit the car, run away, and then just get on a bus to head to Azalea Garden Middle School.
Well, see, I have to hand it to them. They're smart enough to do it when they're in junior high.
Yes, but they were not smart enough to realize people are watching us get on the bus.
That's because they're in junior high. They're not that smart.
All the cops did was go to the junior high school and waited for him to get off the bus. He's standing over there. Bus 24 will be here in just a couple minutes. And up here they come. Hey, how you doing? Why don't you step over here? We're going to arrest you.
But again, if they're in junior high?
Brad, you're missing the bigger point. They needed a getaway vehicle from stealing a vehicle.
Well, that's true. They're stupid.
See, the nice thing about stealing a vehicle, it comes with a getaway vehicle.
That's true.
See, if you're going to rob a place, you got to have a getaway.
That's true.
Plan.
Right.
When you carjack somebody, steal a vehicle, it comes with a getaway.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of it.
It does.
And they missed that point.
Yeah. That's because they're stupid.
A man in Lakewood, Ohio, just west of Cleveland, got so mad at Burger King, he called 911. Called 911 on him and refused to leave the drive-through lane.
At least they knew where to find him.
He said, "No, I'm not moving anywhere until you give me back my coupons. I'm calling the police."
Wow. So
he told the 911 operator, "Anyway, the guy took my coupons, and he won't give them back to me, and he won't give me the free Whopper. They won't give me that either."
I think I'd be upset myself.
He was a 73-year-old man. Explains a little bit of it.
It does.
And was trying to use coupons from a Burger King in Texas that were outdated.
It's an understandable mistake.
No, it's
as a 73-year-old,
different location and expired.
Who hasn't Who hasn't tried to do that?
Fortunately, he got his coupons back and left, but they invited him to not return to that Burger King location again.
You know, he's a 73-year-old guy. I feel bad for him now.
Well, I mean, they're starting to use that as an excuse. I think a lot of excuses for that stuff.
When you're 73, you'll be using the same excuse.
I'm trying to use it now.
Yes.
I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just, it explains it. Around 2 a.m. in Brown Deer, Wisconsin, the police received a 911 hang-up call from a Walmart employee inside the store.
It's coming from inside the store. Get out!
Exactly. It's a hang-up. I mean, thinking something serious going on here.
Right.
Responding officer made contact with a 27-year-old employee and determined that she had accidentally made the call. It was just a butt dial. These things happen or whatever. But then he arrested her for the outstanding warrant.
Wow. Wow. Oops. Oops.
That would so happen to me.
That would really suck.
What's
too.
that, officer? No, it was just a butt dial. It was by accident. No problem. What's your name? It's Doc Thompson. That's you have an outstanding warrant for you here. Let me just go ahead and arrest you here.
It's our lucky night. Not so much yours, but certainly ours.
Our lucky night. It's easy for you there. King County 911, that would be Seattle area, got calls reporting a naked man fighting someone on a nature trail. A full brawl between a naked man and another. Any guesses?
Was there alcohol involved?
There was not.
Really?
Yeah. Let me explain what happened. Deputies on the scene, when they arrived, they heard crashing and screaming. It was coming from a ditch nearby. They found the two men. One had a bloodied mouth and was naked.
Okay.
The other was not naked, but they both were covered in muck and mud and dirt and filth. When they questioned the naked man, 55-year-old Kenton Shaw, he said, yeah, that guy found me with my blank in my hand, jerking off, and kicked my blanking butt.
That's embarrassing.
So he throws it out there. So what's going on?
At least he's honest.
He went on to tell them, he said, yes, he was, quote, and this is not my quote, jerking off along the Lake Wilderness Trail.
Well, it's a nature trail.
And what is more natural, right?
Exactly.
But he said he contended that he had never had any alone time in his house. So he walked out on the trail, found a private location, and began, quote, jerking off.
Wow. At least he was honest. Honest and...
He said he just wanted some alone time to pleasure himself in the woods.
What?
He does. He doesn't have any time at home, Brad.
Say,
a person needs their privacy.
Yes, they do. And this is what happens when.
You know what? I'm going for a walk.
Some quiet.
Leave me alone. I can't get out of so many words. There's that wilderness trail. Head on over there. He said he found a private location. It's not like he's on the trail itself.
Right.
Bicyclists and whatever. Found a private, secluded location for peaceful meditation and masturbation.
What you're saying is he was off the beaten path.
He really was off that beaten path, Brad. Thank you. Thank you for noticing that. So he said he just wanted some alone time. The trouble happened when the 42-year-old man was hiking that wilderness trail as well with his wife. When they saw Shaw masturbating just above the trailhead. He had found an elevated position above the trailhead.
He was looking for the moral high ground.
Let me help you out here. If you are looking for a private place to pleasure yourself along a trail, I think finding an elevated position just off the trailhead above it is the way to go there.
What he needed was a deep hole.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, 42-year-old man and his wife are like, hey, that guy's jerking off. So the 42-year-old man walked up to him and punched him in the face and then put him in a chokehold.
I'm glad you
a headlock. Then
I was just going to congratulate you for not saying headlock.
Then asked a passerby, a woman, hey, can you call 911? See this guy here that I got in the headlock? I just caught him jerking off.
He's naked.
You can tell he's naked, right? We can't have this.
No.
Hashtag me too. She called 911. And that's the call that started the police on their adventure. Now, he was charged with felony indecent exposure.
Felony? That's a felony? Wow.
And I don't know if he has a track record of this thing. Maybe that's what it is.
A trail record.
Maybe that's, yeah.
Felony.
I am surprised at the number of masturbating in the woods stories we get. Seriously, we do. I've had, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them in the last year.
And I
of
will,
like significant stories.
And again, I will say, if no one wanted to do it, there wouldn't have to be a law against it.
As the sun crests above the trees along the wilderness trail.
It's the chirping of the birds.
Just out here. Okay. All right, moving along.
Have you ever tried it?
I'm sorry, those records are sealed too, Brad.
Well, you see, now there might be something to it. You might think this is the
what I'm struck
best
by here
thing.
is the fact that he was completely naked.
Well, there's something about the breeze caressing your skin, the warmth of the sunlight, and just it warms
the
up.
Thought, the planning, like I can even understand. Oh yeah. I'll be back in a while. I'm just going to go for a walk. And the blah, blah, there's so many words and whatever. I get that. Right. I can even see you're being out in the nature trail and you're just like, ooh,
Wow. I'm
I
out
don't know
here.
when nature calls, right?
Yeah,
I get all that. But this sounded like a regular activity of his. This became his spot.
It kind of did.
And the fact that he's like, go out there and you just start unbuttoning, taking the clothes off, hanging them over like a tree limb, making sure they don't get wrinkled, right? Assuming the position.
He broke the one rule that he shouldn't have broken. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You better be.
I applaud the other guy for willing to get that close to him. I have now a gruesome story. It's a pretty serious story, actually.
Okay.
But I have some questions about it. And again, it has to do with motivation and planning. Tallahassee man's horrible story. Tallahassee man was jailed in Illinois after he flew to Chicago to confront the new boyfriend of his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
So he's got an ex-girlfriend. He's like, that some bitch lives in Illinois. I'm getting on a plane and take care of this, confront him. So he's in Tallahassee. So he flew out of Atlanta. So he had to drive to Atlanta. Got a flight to Chicago, landed in Chicago. He rented a car, then drove to where the man is located, one who's dating his ex-fiance. Then he allegedly hit the man over the head with a tire iron.
Okay.
Carved his initials into the man's leg.
Yow.
And then cut off the man's penis.
Whoa.
Chucked it over a fence.
Whoa.
And then went home.
Wow, that's
horrible story.
It's that's bad.
Right. 28-year-old Justin Foster was charged with attempted murder. Sounds legit, sure. Did he plan all of that?
That's
because clearly there was premeditation. Some because
crime of passion.
Right. There is a crime of passion. I'm motivated to do this. She's dating this guy, right? So whatever. But see, he drove to Atlanta. That's a couple an hour or so from
Gives
Tallahassee.
you time to think.
Okay, on the flight, and you're waiting at the airport a while. Then you land. You rent the car. You're at the Hertz. Yeah. No, I want the SUV.
Yeah.
I gotta. It comes with a tire iron, right?
Yeah. Make
In case
sure.
I get in an accident. Okay. He's got to have a knife, right?
Well, he would have had to have put that knife in a checked bag, so he would have had to have waited.
Did he stop at Walmart and get it? Did he get the?
Maybe he did. Maybe.
I mean, because, and the reason I asked about this, it was really detailed. Or Did this just kind of happen as he went along? I'm going to confront the guy. And if that's the case, Brad, how do you go from, well, I got to smack him in the head with the tire iron, right? Boom.
Right? I get that.
Now I'm just so pissed. What am I going to do? What?
Carve my initials in his leg.
That seems like something you'd plan. Okay, and then now what? Now this just doesn't. I'm just not getting enough satisfaction. What with the tire iron to the head and the carved initials?
Well, and the wisdom of carving your initials, isn't that kind of like signing?
It's branding.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, but that's going to be.
It's going to leave.
Yeah.
That's called evidence. That's called.
I would think so. Yeah.
That's maybe carve someone else's initials in his leg.
We have a rare yet treasured audio Friday leftover here. Yes, there's an audio accoutrement to the story. 37, and what happened was, this is something that happened a few months ago, but the audio was finally released from the cop cams. Officer cams there. 37-year-old Angie Frost was pulled over by Tulsa, Oklahoma police for driving a car that was stolen. And we have the audio of the cop talking to her about that and what she had to say about it. Hang on, let me make sure I get the audio right there.
Who's Steven to you?
Steven, well, he used to be a friend, but obviously I'm rethinking the whole friendship thing.
Okay.
Because she borrowed that car from
Steven took the vehicle without permission.
Say,
okay?
Listen to her.
It was reported as stolen.
Crying.
Okay?
Oh.
So you're in possession of it.
I didn't know. Please.
Not to mention your driving status is flagged. So you're not even supposed to be driving. So you're going to jail.
Please, is there anything
Very
I can
sad.
do? I work with the police. I worked with them on
she works with the
11th
police.
and Garnett with murders and the whole prostitution thing. The Secret Service with the counterfeiting. Please, I told this officer where you can get paper tags and all that stuff.
She's helping the officers. Why aren't they working with her?
With prostitution?
She's helped them. All these cops. She told them where to get paper tags. She's giving. She's working with them. Can't they cut her a break?
You would think that would seem, in all fairness, that they could cut her a little slack and maybe give her.
And clearly, I mean, Brad, she's a nice girl, but she's crying. She's upset.
With you guys.
You know what?
I didn't know.
You know what?
Her friend stole the car. He just loaned it to her. Come on, man.
I do feel bad for her.
I mean, the cop seems pretty harsh about this.
He does.
It was a sergeant I was talking to. It was a black man.
All right.
It's a black man.
Well, have a seat in my car. It's a bad day to borrow a car from somebody.
I mean, very upsetting. And it's just, when she got in the car, she stole it.
Yeah.
She stole the cop car. The woman who said, I didn't steal the other car. I work with cops, and she's so upset. She quickly locked the door, drove into the driver's seat.
Wow.
And sped away.
You know, that kind of puts the rest of her story
she's
in doubt.
Yeah, the cops got that one right. They tracked her down within minutes and locked the bitch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't feel sorry for her now.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Up early this morning, President Trump giving his itchy Twitter finger a workout.
In a tweet at 3:14 a.m., the president lashed out at his critics for blaming him for the suspicious devices mailed to prominent Democrats this week. He took aim at CNN and other media outlets for ridiculously comparing this to September 11th and the Oklahoma City bombing. The president also wrote that when he criticizes the media, they go wild and scream, it's just not presidential. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Investigators reviewing forensic evidence they've gathered so far from the mail bombs seem to be focusing on South Florida as a possible source of origination of the devices. Well, they're back, or will soon be. President Trump reimposing sanctions on Iran that were lifted under the Obama administration.
On November 5th, all U.S. sanctions against Iran lifted by the nuclear deal will be back in full force. Every sanction that we had on there originally, which would have, if they would have just left it a little bit longer, would have been so much easier than what we've been through over the last number of years.
And the president has signed legislation imposing new sanctions on Hezbollah, the Iran-backed terror group behind the 1983 Beirut barracks bombings that killed 241 U.S. Marines. The president suggesting that he might close the southern border to all crossings as the Pentagon prepares to deploy at least 800 troops to the border to defend against the thousands of illegal immigrants now moving north through Mexico, intent on getting into the U.S. Looks like Wall Street may open lower this morning, continuing this week's stock market roller coaster ride. Stock futures deep in the red. Dow futures down about 222 points. NASDAQ futures off 154. That's a drop of more than 2%. S&P futures down 31 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
We've arrived.
What do you mean?
We've hit the big time.
What are you talking about?
I didn't tell you. We're live on MoJo 50 now.
Oh, that. I could have sworn they were just pulling a fast one on us.
Either that or someone at the top has had a mild stroke. Regardless, we now have to make a promo.
Okay, well, that seems simple enough. How long does this have to be?
I was told that we need to take about 60 seconds or so and tell everyone about ourselves.
All right. I was born in a blizzard in the bleak hours of the morning in November.
No, I don't think we need to go back quite that far.
All right, then. I'm Steven.
And I'm Dylan, and we're hosts of the Defenders of American Exceptionalism,
or DOAE show for short.
And we are live Wednesdays and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on MoJo 50.
We go through the politics of today and how it affects the culture and vice versa. And we try to bring it back to the Constitution and the principles above privilege.
You know, I feel like there should be a shirt made with that on it.
Yeah, we already have that.
Oh, so don't forget to check us out. Defenders of American Exceptionalism live Wednesdays and Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern on MoJo 50.
Dating today with all the crazies out there has to be nuts.
Yes, it really would. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a place you could go to find people who think like you do?
Like me, like libertarians and conservatives?
Right?
There is. WeThePeople.dating.
Amazing. What a genius idea. This is a site that you can go to if you're single and you are looking for somebody who you know you're going to think the same way, as far, from a political freedom standpoint. If you want to date the right person for you, you'll find them in one place. WeThePeople.dating.
Mothership has landed.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there are a lot of comments on social media. People learning lots of stuff today, because that's what we're about here. Yes. This is a very highbrow educational broadcast each and every morning on the MoJo 50.
Yes, indeed.
We're here for you. It's about learning. It's about teachable moments. That's the reason we offer our pro-criminal tips, for example.
Yes, exactly.
Would you care to share any of those?
Yeah, I would. I was just reading some of them. South Arkansas Jackhole, pro-criminal tip number 846. If you're being arrested for driving a stolen car, don't steal the cop's car.
Yeah,
It seemed obvious, but apparently she needed to be informed of that particular piece of advice.
I am not standing with the criminal here, but I would also say there's probably a pro-cop tip here as well.
Yes, don't put your suspected car thief in the front seat
of a running car.
Yeah, there's that.
That's. I feel like this whole thing could have been avoided. It's like saying, "I'm going to take and put the rapist with the women."
Right.
Type of
the helpless woman. Right, exactly. Attack Yuki learned that if I'm going to go to jail for stealing a car, damn it, I'm going to steal a car.
Oh, dude, she took the heck off too. It was not like I'm going to pull up. She was really gone.
Well, why would you take off slowly?
Oh no, you wouldn't. It's just, she's driving with handcuffs on. She was, seriously. She was in seconds.
Stinky.
Oh, by the way, when the cops went and arrested her,
did she start crying again?
Oh, she's bawling the whole time. And they were not, what's the word I'm looking for? Gentle.
At that point, I can...
I'm not blaming them.
Understand.
I fully support them not being gentle. Listen, cops, here's the thing. It's wrong if you're a cop to abuse somebody in your custody. I do not support that.
Right.
Violence, that's just wrong. However, I'm going to give you a wide berth with roughing them up a little bit.
Yes, just...
Seriously. I mean, I think you got to get him. And if you throw bodily fluids at a cop,
oh yeah,
I'm giving him an even wider berth.
Yes.
I mean, I mean a kidney punch or two.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're getting them in the car,
perfectly
or
acceptable.
Maybe you don't put their head on your hand on top of the head to watch their head.
Yes.
You just throw. Oh, sorry about that. Couple of those, sure.
Stinky tweeted, "Wow! After that following story, walk in the woods guy got off easy." Thank you. I see exactly what you did. To which, of course, Sneaking Duck replied, he was just an extreme nature lover.
See, we've de-evolved into this. Let me just move on here. CombatFlipFlops.com. Please help out people by helping CombatFlipFlops.com and getting some really cool stuff. Just check out all their products at CombatFlipFlops.com. Check out all the cool stuff. It's not just flip-flops anymore. Lots of neat stuff. But the combat part is really about helping people. And right now, everything you purchase, $5 goes to help women in Afghanistan. Women and girls in Afghanistan educate themselves so they can be empowered to take over their country. It's not enough that we keep helping people. Let's help people help themselves. Now, Combat Flip Flops gives money to people all over the world, including America. This is just the campaign they're working on right now. CombatFlipFlops.com.
By the way, over on MeWe, the comments
get any better?
Oh, well, define better. Sean Almighty Jackhole, at least she followed rule number 3, always come clean, while promptly violating pretty much every other rule.
That is true. That is true.
Just
oh my gosh, did we dial him up? All right, Ron's got him. We just dialed up. My buddy Cal, how are you, sir?
What did you do?
No, what are you talking? What did I do? No, people.
What did you do?
People are curious about you. What are you doing?
I'm gone for a few months, and the whole ship goes down.
It's a new ship, Cal. We've boarded a new ship.
And you took poor Brad with you?
I took him with me.
That guy's barely hanging on by a thread.
We had the Pinta and the Santa Maria. We're on the Nina now. We need you to come join us. There's a spot for you.
Oh, I'm on the next plane. That's it.
Here's the thing.
Coming.
We can't pay you.
Yeah, that's right.
But we will pay you in love and adoration. You know.
Oh, that's nothing new. I'm pretty much used to that. I have a new calling in life that I've dedicated myself to. I am now 100% full time on my own, searching for MH370. I found my true calling.
Well, Cal, you'll be happy to know that Brad and I have now taken a vow of poverty. We started this new business, so with that comes a vow of poverty.
So what's changed?
It's broadcasting,
Pretty
right?
much nothing. Yeah.
So, Cal, lots of people in the audience have been curious of what you've been up to and want to know, how you've been doing. And so we've been meaning to get you on the air here for a while. And then I thought today is the perfect day because I owe you a bit of an apology as well. And this is it's coming from the heart, man.
I've been waiting for an apology for a while.
I know,
5 years,
but the story yesterday, Sinead O'Connor has converted to Islam, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that she joined your team.
I saw that, and as much as we embrace everyone that would like to follow the path and be a part of what we're about, I'm going to go ahead and say you can have that one back.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to close the doors on this one. I think we're at capacity today. Ride's closed, folks. Sinead can go back.
We welcome everybody. Wait a minute, Sinead? What? Hold on a minute. Hold on. No. Must think this over. Yeah, see, we don't want her back, and I'm happy to get rid of her. What's that?
Yeah. I have to talk with admissions. I believe, yes, we are at capacity today. Thank you, Siliad, but no. We are full today.
Siliad.
There seems to be something wrong with your paperwork. We will submit it in triplicate.
Yes. We're also not sure if you are male or female, and that is a big problem for us.
Sorry, you must be this tall to ride the Islam ride. Sorry.
Yes.
Moose should have told you out front. Sorry, Islam closed today. Moose should have told you out front.
Yeah, that's all your fault. I'm blaming you for that one.
Okay, so I feel, kind of bad for you. I'm happy to get rid of her, but if you want, we'll take one. I mean, I'll take Cat Stevens if you want. Is that a fair trade?
But he's really good. I mean, what can Sinead do that, at least he writes good music.
Okay, I was hoping I could slide that one by you. You're right. That's okay, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. Dave Chappelle. I mean, you got Dave. I'll take Dave.
At least he's funny.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a good. Dr. Oz.
How about Louis Farrakhan? Can you take him?
I'm sorry. What's that?
Louis Farrakhan?
No, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I'd have to know who they are and learn more about them.
Really annoying dude. Wears a funny hat. Screams a lot.
I
think he also might be black.
You got Janet Jackson. I don't know if I can take a Jackson. I don't know. Maybe. That's still an upsell from Sinead. You got Janet.
Definitely. I mean, she's the only Jackson left alive that isn't crazy, somewhat. So.
What's with all the rappers? How'd you get all the rappers? There's a boatload of rappers. Some I've never even heard of. They all converted. That's
Oh, you didn't know that hip hop music is the music of Islam?
Yeah, I wouldn't think that's one of the tenets of Islam. What with the bitches and hoes and slapping them and the money and the pimping and the gold grill. That doesn't seem like Islam.
Those guys have a lot of money, though, so it comes in handy.
Oh, that's it. Because, I'm going for those pillars of Islam you taught me there, and that just didn't seem... Mike Tyson. You got Mike Tyson and Shaq. You got Shaq, too.
We had Shaq. I didn't know we had Shaq. Wow, that's a new one.
You missed the newsletter. What do you...
Wow.
You missed one newsletter, and there you go.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty busy lately, I don't go to all the meetings, so it's hard to keep up.
I understand. Yeah, you got
the Sinead O'Connor one, though, was kind of big.
Yeah, that is. You got the Sinead O'Connor, Dr. Oz, and Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, too?
Yeah,
wow.
not Ice-T.
We really do have hip-hop, down.
Dude, there is list. You got every lull out there. You got every MC. You got everybody with dope in their name, anything with ice in their name. Yeah, it's all out there. Mm-hmm. So,
is Lil Ali out there?
Yeah, what's that? Lil Ali?
I
don't know. I didn't see. He may be. Yeah, so.
I think I know why I don't. Okay, Ice Cube, yeah, now I remember the newsletter said he changed his name to Lil Fatwa.
Maybe.
And don't forget Dr. Oz. You have Dr. Oz, too.
Now, you do have some hope here, Cal. You do have some hope about the Sinead. She's on the team.
I do. Oh, okay.
And it's going to be, yeah, there is hope because, you don't want her on your team. Nobody wants them on her team. But here's the thing. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before she converts again. It's not going to take you 10 years. Mm-hmm. She'll be off and she'll be with the Buddhists within maybe a year or so. She'll be there.
I predict 6 months once she realizes exactly what she got herself into.
Wait, you guys, how many times do you pray? Oh, I don't know about this. This is wow, and I can't say.
I have to fast for a month.
Whoa, that's not good. Yeah, when I can't say horrible things about people, for my progressive lifestyle, and when you learn that Islam's actually kind of conservative, whoa, I'm out there. I can't take part in this. This is not what I signed up for. Sorry. And you know what, Cal?
She doesn't have to tear up any. She'll get a lot of pluses for tearing up pictures of the Pope over with the
right. That's the jihadis. That's gonna help you out there a little bit there. Here's the thing: is this a benefit or a detriment for her that she's wearing the what's the head garb, the hijab?
Hijab.
The
hijab.
The hijab. Yeah, she's wearing that. So does that help her or hurt her? Because she is the chrome dome there.
I don't think it matters since she's bald. Yeah, I don't know if it.
Right.
It's because the whole point of that is supposed to cover up hair.
Right.
Like I said, it's hard to figure out the gender on this one, so she may be able to get through some other lines.
Well, and if I'm the other Muslim women, and you're in the little Muslim women's Afghan making circles because they make because they're Afghanistan, right?
Yes,
I think so.
I see that. Yes.
Okay. You're out there tending to the alpaca, whatever. You're like, hey, you're wearing that thing and you don't even have hair to cover up. Mm-hmm. I'd be a little pissed off. Right?
Yeah, I would be too. It's kind of annoying. I do all this work over here.
Right.
Covering, and you just roll on it with your bald head.
Right.
And just make us look bad.
How about the dude that's like, She's all right. Maybe and I'm finally going to get to see her as she takes off the hitch. Oh, snap.
It's the dudes that really suffer.
That's right.
But
That's
it's
a good
always
point.
that one surprise after wedding night, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get to see the good.
Here it is.
This is it. I've been waiting this whole time.
That's not good.
And it's like, oh, hey, look at the lines in your skull.
You got a nice, it's a clean skull. It's a, honorable.
It's very clean.
There, no takebacks.
I like how the moon glistens off of it at night.
I think what you're trying to say is nice head.
Nice head.
Nice head.
Thank you.
All right, Kelly. Well, listen, we're ready for you as soon as we get money, and we'll figure this thing out down the road. But we're happy to talk to you. We miss you, buddy.
And before you go, there are some people
I miss you guys too.
Very, very concerned about your fatty liver. So we just wanted to check in on
How's
your fatty,
the fatty liver?
It's a light liver now. It's still
Less
it's not
fatty?
100% non-fatty, but it's not as fatty.
Okay,
so
good.
it's like fatty liver light.
Have you been sending your liver out to jog every day?
Is that
does your
care of that?
Your liver
I've
jog?
been putting it on a treadmill.
Nice.
I've also been taking it out for long walks.
On the nature trail?
High intensity caloric work as well. Where are you guys set up now? In Brad's basement?
No, we're in Fort Worth. It's a shame
In
that
Brad's basement.
here's the thing. We're in a studio in Fort Worth, the Country Network Studios. We have a space upstairs that we've rented from them.
It's a small closet.
Right. But it's ironic that had you still been in Texas, you would still be just as far because we told you not to move to Arlington. So you'd be just as far from these studios as the old ones. So.
By Country Network Studios, you mean basement of a 7-Eleven, right?
Pretty much. It's
exactly.
a little throw-up building there. Yeah, that type of thing. How are the girls?
Free Slurpee.
And by that I mean your daughters.
Driving me insane.
Good. So right on track.
Driving me insane and costing a fortune.
Okay. Yep, that's right on track. Good deal. All right. Very good. All right, my friend, hang in there, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, sir.
Keep up the fight.
Of course, Cal. That's all I
we
need.
forgot to ask him about his app of the week. Doggone it.
I know. We didn't manage to get that.
Let's see.
App of the year.
Let's see. How much is that going to cost? I think. All right. So we need $150 right now.
Oh, to get Cal on board?
To get Cal a new cell phone. Just a new cell phone, or to get him out from underneath the river that he's calling from.
It's New York, and you got the canyon of buildings there.
He sounded like he was calling from under the East River.
Yeah, he may have. Well, he lives in Jersey.
Well, same thing. Then.
Which we told him not to do as well. But, what are you going to do?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Cal, I feel bad about the Sinead O'Connor, but we got away with one, folks. We got away with one.
Mm-hmm.
Just get rid of her. So, yep. Did you know Dr. Oz was Muslim?
I didn't. I did not know that. I did not know that.
You knew Casey Kasem was.
I did know that. Yes.
Did you know that he was?
No, I didn't. I didn't know Dr. Oz was Muslim.
Yeah.
Was that recent? You said?
No, he was raised with Islam. I know at least his father was. I don't know if his mom was, he at least at some point had practiced. Yeah.
And Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
No kidding.
He's Dr. Oz says his beliefs are a mystical form of Islam closely related to Sufism. Sufism?
Sure.
So whatever that is, that's what he believes.
So let me help you out. What that means is he was raised with Islam and is like, wow, this is a lot of work.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to do some of it, but not all of it. You know. It's the Christians that go to church on Christmas and Easter.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm just saying that's the equivalent. It's not as much effort put into it as maybe some others do. Whatever. There you go. But love the Cal. Hopefully someday we'll end up working with Cal in the future as well.
Matt Quayle's over on MeWe said, that's how every conversation with Doc should start. What did you do? What did you do? I agree. And Mo says, if there are so many people in your house that you cannot find a place to pleasure yourself, you might be an illegal alien.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, I should have had Cal. I forgot when he first moved back to New York. So that was about a year ago, I guess. Yeah, about a year ago. when he first moved back to New York, there was trouble. And I got to get him to tell the story. He moves into a duplex. So when he left New York, he was living in a duplex. And there was another family there, and it was this old couple, and they just loved his daughter, and everything was wonderful. So he moved into another duplex, and the guy in the other half of the duplex, his parents owned the building, and he was a young guy who liked to party. And Cal with two young daughters in the middle of the night, and
the Muslim rap,
smoking the ganj out on the back porch, which is wafting up into their whatever. Cal had some problems with that, and the people streaming in and out. So Cal had confronted him on the stuff, and the people who own it, and they defended the people. It was crazy. So finally, he's like, "All right, fine, we're out. Found another place." And give me just go ahead and give me the deposit back or whatever. And they were being asses about it.
Really?
And he went through a service in New York and had to give him, I think, first, last, and security deposit.
Right.
And New York is expensive. And it was something like $6,000 check.
Wow.
And had to bail.
Wow.
And then I don't know if he ever got better. He was telling me for like a week. I was, "Hey, how's it going? You getting settled in now?" And he's like, I swear, Doc, I'm going to kill this guy. I saw him outside yesterday, and I just thought about just running out and just punching him.
I remember when he moved here to Texas, he was having trouble finding the refrigerator and the washer and dryer, and then he finally found the refrigerator. Cal and moving don't get along.
Cal's a good guy, and stuff like this, because Cal is one of those people who actually really tries to do the right thing.
Right? Yes, he is.
In life, in his dealings with people, he helps. He's always trying to do this stuff, and people like that just always get screwed by the system. They do.
Yeah.
It's the people who break the rules and laws and cheat that always end up getting ahead.
Yes, it is.
The system is stacked against you if you do the right thing.
Yes, it is.
So Cal always tries to do the right thing and just gets screwed by it. So it's fun to laugh at his misery.
Because it's not me.
Because it's not me for a change.
Yes.
I get a lot of that as well.
That's exactly
All right, get the tweets in, the posts on social media, and make sure to sign up for that MeWe account and give us your thoughts. Tell us what you've learned today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at Cal79 if you want to follow him on Twitter.
Snark is your Jackal Pokemon says, "So you brought the phone system from TMB too, huh?"
That's on Cal's end. He may have stolen it. He may have stolen that one there.
Suspicious backyard packages. Nice. Said when you come across a guy spanking in the woods, do you really want to make physical contact with him?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. You know what? If he wasn't right on the trail,
right,
I would have just.
I'm walking by with a hand up to my eyes so I can't see him. It's a blinder, and I'm moving on.
And if he wasn't very visible. I mean, if he's like off the trail, but I was off the trail a little bit too when I discovered him. If he's not attacking kids or somebody else or something.
Yes.
I'm just like, move on.
Right.
I'm not even calling the Pope.
Right. If the woman that's with you say, "Aren't you going to defend my honor?" Nope. We're moving on.
Yeah. What excuse do I use in that scenario?
The excuse is, "No, I'm not defending your honor. We're moving on."
Listen, he's attacking you. Then we'll talk. I don't even care if he's with squirrels and other small woodland creatures at that point. I don't care. I mean, it really is a victimless crime then, isn't it?
Yeah, unless you're easily offended.
Right.
Unless he pulls a unless he pulls a Silence of the Lambs on you.
Fox News made what some people are calling a mistake. They showed a picture earlier this week of Senator Kamala Harris during an alert about a shooting suspect and a registered sex offender in Utah.
You mean she's neither?
She is neither, as far as we know.
Right.
Convicted, proven.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I mean, she may be those things, but
innocent,
not officially.
Guilty.
Right, exactly. So there they are. They're talking about this shooting suspect and registered sex offender at the University of Utah, and they're like, "Bing!" Bing! Picture of Kamala Harris kneeling down talking to children.
That can be a problem.
This was initial report concerned a student who was shot dead outside of a dorm at the University of Utah Salt Lake City. And the host mentioned the suspect, Melvin Rowland, a registered sex offender believed to be the victim's ex-boyfriend. And then images of Kamala Harris appeared on the screen instead. About 45 minutes later, they corrected the story with an alert and said, in an earlier version of this story, we showed you the wrong video. We showed you a picture of Senator Kamala Harris instead of Melvin Rowland's mugshot. We apologize for the error.
These mistakes happen all the time. Please just move on.
Honey, isn't that the senator who raped me? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. No. Doesn't that only make it worse when you apologize?
I think so, yes.
How many people have instant recognition of Kamala Harris by a picture? I only have over the last 6 months or so. If you'd showed me 8 months ago, I'd go, oh, isn't that a senator or a Congress?
Yeah. I don't think I would know her. No, I don't think I could pick her out of a lineup.
So then number two, you would have to say, oh, that is or isn't Kamala Harris. Right. How many people are looking at video of somebody going, oh, there's a registered sex offender. Let me commit that picture image to memory in case I'm out on the street or something. It's not. It's irrelevant. And those that do know her are like, wrong video.
Yes. That's wow, I didn't know Kamala. Wow, she's really doing some bad things.
I would have thought that would have come out during the Kavanaugh hearings, but it just shows you how liberal the media is. The progressive media keeping this story down about Kamala Harris being a registered sex offender. Yeah. What with all the rape trains, #MeToo. So, yeah, I mean, but by bringing it up again, all you're doing is drawing attention to the fact.
Yes.
That's
one of the problems with being a 24/7 news service. You have to fill up 24 hours.
Well, and that's one of the reasons that as a founding core value of our broadcast platform here at MoJo 50, we don't apologize.
No. If we make a mistake,
we don't. We just move on and we claim none of it because it's only going to make it worse.
That's right.
So we just move on.
No, we just don't make mistakes.
Well, there's quite a bit of that too.
Yeah.
What's a MoJo? What's a MoJo? $20, same as downtown. MoJo 50.
Have you done it? You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
now,
really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called RiduZone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to RiduZone.com and try today. You're going to love it. RiduZone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
The Adrian Slate Show.
Modern-day witches are planning a public hex on Brett Kavanaugh. Catlin Books, a bookstore in Brooklyn, is holding a ritual to hex Brett Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh will be the focal point, but by no means the only target. So bring your rage and all of your axes you've got to grind, invite reads. Man, I don't know if you have a truck big enough for that. The event's organizer, Dakota Barsali, hosted 3 hexes against Donald Trump last year. Those seem to work out swimmingly. So it's going to be, my pretty, we must make a potion to cast our spell upon the frothy suds that Justice Kavanaugh may consume. Bring me the tears of Trigglypuff and the hair of a third-wave feminist. I think if we stir in a pot, over an open fire, throwing in some tears from Trigglypuff and some hair from a third-wave feminist. Gosh, this is just the dumbest story.
Don't forget about our big Black Friday marathon. It's a Building America marathon. If you have a company, if you know somebody that has a company, tell them now that just under a month from right now on Friday, November 23rd, the day after Thanksgiving, we are going to be giving free commercials away. And you can pre-register, get the information by going to MoJo50.com. MoJo50.com. You'll see in the upper left part of the page a link that says our Black Friday Building Marathon. America Marathon.
Which is a good thing that they named it that, because that's what it's called.
It's very descriptive. And, of course, we are going to be covering the election on election night. While a lot of broadcast platforms will lead with just the facts and give you all the returns that's coming in, we'll give you that, but then we're just going to mock it. We are going to mock all of them. So if you want a good time, tune in. We'll give you the facts and information you need about the returns. But then there'll be quite a bit of the yucks and mockery as well. That is coming up on election night. That is a week from Tuesday, 7 to midnight here on MoJo50.com. And, of course, all times are Eastern times.
Even though we are technically in the Central Time Zone, we discuss everything in terms of Eastern Time.
That is because the world operates in Eastern Time.
Unless you're, of course, on the West Coast, in which case you operate on West Coast time, so you have to subtract 3 hours from everything we say.
Everybody still around the world operates somewhat on East Coast time.
I thought they operated on Greenwich Mean Time.
Really, in the world now, I mean, people use that as a kind of a 0.0, but everybody always has to be cognizant of Eastern time.
And they have to think about it, too.
Yes. They have to be aware of it. It's always got to be out there. They have to think about it, all of that, because of New York and the markets. So doesn't matter where you are in the world, that's always kind of out there.
Well, and the beauty of it is it doesn't matter where in the world you are, no matter what time zone you're in. For instance, Joe Willis, who says, damn, I missed Cal over on MeWe. You can actually download the podcast of the program.
But how do I know where they are?
Wow, it's so. And I was going to ask Ron, but Ron is he's wandered away from the. He tried. What
I'm sorry,
he was going after more of the candy corn. I know what you were doing.
But yes, you can go to mojo50.com/listen, or you can click where to listen in the menu at the top.
And we're now on Google Play?
Yep, we're on the Google Play podcast as of yesterday.
That is amazing, because I can't tell you how many times I've gone to
Google
Play.
We're found now on about 10 or 12 different podcast platforms.
We're up to 1,500 different platforms now. So if you can't find us now, you're doing it wrong.
I am very frustrated by a story I saw. And it's a story because anytime I broach, other things that have kind of to do with this story, I am seen as somebody who's mean. I'm an ogre. I don't care about people, and that's not it. Well, very frustrated by the whole peanut allergy hysteria. If your child or somebody you know has a peanut allergy, a nut allergy, any other, those are the real serious ones. You know, sometimes one little molecule and the kid's thrown into anaphylactic shock, and before you know it, right?
Right.
That's horrible. Of course I think that's bad. I'm sympathetic to that. But I'm frustrated by the way the world must change to accommodate.
Right.
Everybody has something. Everybody has some sort of need or something they're dealing with, even if they're only temporary.
True.
I mean, Cal's got the fatty liver. Brad's got an abnormally small manhood. Abnormally.
I had to tell everyone that.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. If compared to other mammals.
Sorry. Didn't mean to bring that up. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to say that.
Therapy is helping.
Everybody has something. We're all navigating the crazy waters of this life, trying to, just get by with as least resistance as possible to accomplish those things we want to accomplish. So if you have a kid with a peanut allergy, that sucks. It's always going to be there. And personally, I'll help you out when I can, but I'm not willing to turn society upside down for a small fraction of people with peanut allergies. I'm sorry. I love peanuts. I love peanut butter. I love other tree nuts as well. This is how the world operates. Most people do not have peanut allergies. Based on yesterday's show, I'm trying to be very specific here. Peanut allergies. Most do not.
Right.
Why have we determined that we are going to turn the world upside down in favor of those few? They're not turning it down for everybody, upside down for everybody else and every other issue.
And logically, don't the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
It should. We've banned him from schools and no peanut butter. Sorry, if your kid has the allergy that is that severe. Because some, they're like, well, if they eat them, they're going to be, it'll be a problem. But some are so bad that they go, even if they smell it.
Right.
If they come that close in contact, it'll throw them in anaphylactic shock. Listen, I don't want your kid to die. Yes, that's serious. Don't send him to that school. Send him to a private, peanut-free school. But as a society saying my kid can't take a peanut butter jelly to school, a sandwich to school because one kid may. Schools have just made this universal policy, sometimes without even a kid that has a peanut allergy in the school, on the off chance that may get one someday. Stop it. Knock it off. Do you have every other kid accommodated for every other possible scenario, not just allergies? No, of course not.
And where did it come from?
The allergies or the concern?
The allergies. I mean, when I was growing up,
it was not a thing.
I don't remember any.
I don't know why. I don't know if science has studied. If we had any studies on this or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty weird. They are now trying to battle and come up with some ways to treat it. One of the cool things about it that they're doing is they will literally give some of the kids. It is so deadly to them that they get 1 atom, 2 atoms of peanut oil, and it's over.
That's not good.
No. So they've taken it down to that level where they have a kid come in and they can put 1, I'm laughing because it's so silly, 1 atom of it in their body, and they get the symptoms, but it's not enough to like completely trigger them like into anaphylactic shock.
Right.
So I feel my throat swell up a little bit like this. And they do this like once a week or so for like 6 months.
Right.
And their body develops, okay, we're cool. We can deal with 1 atom, but no more. Then they start giving them 2. All right, we built up. It's been a year. We can deal with 2, but no more. And they keep doing this over. It takes a long time. And the goal is not even necessarily to get them over it, but just to make it to the point that if they smell the stuff, they're not going to be.
Right. So like allergy shots. I mean, I used to get allergy
like
shots.
What it is,
and I finally decided that I would deal with the allergies. It's easier than going and getting the stupid shots every week.
Well, now this whole peanut thing has reared its ugly head again because of Halloween. All of the communities that are now saying that people, have you seen this? Don't give out anything with peanut butter or peanuts. Tell you what, guys. When you're giving out those candy bars, avoid peanut butter and peanuts. That's going to take a whole lot of candy out of the equation.
Or you could just do like I do and turn the lights off and don't answer the door.
Well, what about the kids that are going trick-or-treating then? Then, you know what they're doing? They're putting up teal pumpkins.
Teal pumpkins?
It's the teal pumpkin campaign.
What? So
you got the traditional orange pumpkins. Maybe you got a sign or a little whatever.
Pumpkins are orange.
See the teal? The teal pumpkin campaign supports food allergy research and education. It's the Teal Pumpkin Project. Sorry. The TPP.
Oh, the TPP.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
Not
say
the
so?
Trans-Pacific Pipeline. That's very different. Yeah,
that is different.
Yeah, no, it's the TPP. It's the.
Are these? Do they carry these, or do you put these in front of your house?
I believe you can do both, but they encourage people to put them in their house, so you know they support this. And then, according to the study I saw, it said by placing a teal pumpkin on your doorstep, you're letting the neighborhood know that your house has non-food treats available on Halloween night.
Non-food treats?
Non-food treats.
In other words, you're begging to have your house toilet papered or egged.
The Teal Pumpkin Project is really a come TP my house.
Wow, no kidding. Because
they put the TP in the TPP.
Wow. Yeah, because you remember going trick-or-treating and you go to somebody's house and they give you like the little stupid like prize you get out of Cracker Jacks or something. Well, here's a little artificial tattoo.
Here, I have an apple for you.
That's food.
What?
You can't do food.
No, I mean back in the day.
Oh yeah,
it's
the equivalent of food, or the equivalent of giving somebody fruit that you injected with vodka.
The problem with giving the fruit out that used to piss me off. Okay, you're so arrogant about it. You're going to change everything around. It's not like you were like, I just happen to love fruit like I love candy, and I thought all people did. That's not it. It was some progressive out there making a statement. Kids are getting too much candy. I'm going to give them fruit, which, by the way, apples have a boatload of sugar, too.
Yeah, they do.
Still better for you than the Snickers bar, but still.
And always they ended up being the apples that were mealy.
Oh, you're right.
I
You're
hated
right.
that. You
They
bite
were.
into them, and they were the mealy, not the crunchy. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, so they're giving those things out. It was a statement.
Yeah.
We had this one jackass in our community once giving toothbrushes.
Oh, I've seen those. What are you doing?
Wow.
Listen, man, do we need those things? Sure. And as an adult, I'd like that. That's fine. It saves me
Wait a
from
minute.
buying a toothbrush.
Were they the ones that vibrate? No, because way back then.
No. And as a kid, you're like, trick or treat, hold your bag out. And they go, here you go, here's one. And you're going, is that a toothbrush?
What kind of a freak
You're looking
are
in the
you?
bag. Take as many as you want, kids.
Uh-huh. No, hell no. Toothbrushes are expensive.
Yes, now as an adult, but as a kid, it's a failure.
Yes, big time.
Yeah, and it was a lot of times it was the dentist in the neighborhood. Shut up. Not everything has to be about you and your nonsensical political crap.
It's the equivalent of socks for Christmas.
It's honestly, it's like the Christians who will not allow their kids to trick or treat. Stop it. It's not an endorsement of Satan.
It's about the devil. You're just you're loving
it's about
Satan
the
for
kids
this.
dressing up and getting free candy that I also get a little bit of later when they go to
Right?
sleep. Damn it!
Right? And lifesavers.
It's
Don't
not
give
an
them
endorsement of that. Or the Christians. Stop. The Christians who will not take part in any of the secular Christmas happenings and going on.
That's paganism.
Hey, yeah, you're putting up the tree. That's where they got it from.
Yeah.
You know what? Jesus is okay with me putting up a Christmas tree. He's cool with it. Trust me. I know, or he would have told me. Honestly,
Right.
I'm not mocking. I'm serious. You know what? It still leads with religion to me. On Christmas, for me, it's about that star in the sky. That's what it's about. It's about the wise men. I get it. That's what I lead with. But you know what? It's okay to put up a Christmas tree. If you don't want to, that's cool. But when you start that nonsense, it's just as bad as these people.
Well, now they're combining them. I just saw the story on Fox about people putting up Halloween trees. I kid you not. It was like Christmas trees
It's
with
getting way out.
That's
lanterns.
Dude, you'll see
that's all
Christmas
about
trees
commercialism.
about July in the stores. You know that?
I told you my wife wanted to put ours up a couple of weeks ago. Weeks ago.
You beat her senseless.
Like early in October.
Yes.
Oh,
it,
wow.
it may have been late September. It was. I mentioned it. It was a couple weeks
But
ago.
there are people like me who just do not like to go through the process of putting the lights on the house, putting
Right.
the crap in the yard.
Nope.
I'd rather do it early if I'm going to do it.
I'd rather hire someone else to do it.
My wife, she just loves Christmas, and it's honestly, Ron, is about July. She starts listening to Christmas carols in the car.
Wow.
And whatever. I'm not kidding. It'll be July or August, and one day I'll get in. She'll be listening to them. Okay.
Good thing I'm not married to her.
Right. And then
that
I mean,
would
I
get
love
weird.
Right.
That would just be weird for a lot
See?
of things.
Are you like a Scrooge?
Me?
No. I love Christmas, but it's got to be Christmas time, right? And she comes to me, she texts me that a couple weeks ago, and she's like, I think I'm going to put up the tree this weekend. We should put up the tree. And I went, the tree? Because, you know, the garden centers are still open at the Home Depot. Unless you bought a willow or a pear tree that flowers that you want me to put up in the side yard, we're not having this conversation yet.
That's not a bad idea. Why does it have to be an evergreen? Why couldn't you put a pear tree up in
You could, but I'm not doing that for Christmas. So I said to her, I go, the rule, she used to try to do it sometime in October. And I have given to November, as long as it's after Halloween, so you're not blurring the holiday lines there. Because Halloween is Thanksgiving is kind of also Christmassy, whatever. I'll give you November 1, but that's my line in the holiday sand. Sorry, that's it.
Really? You won that? You won that argument at home?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've managed to do it with the competing decorations. That's where I'm standing. She finds a way around it where they rotate or something. I found this expensive system where it flips them. So for 1 minute, it's Christmas. Next, it's Halloween. And then we can stop it on Halloween. She comes up with something like that. It's over. But yeah, I managed to do that.
We live in a neighborhood where that's everyone puts up inflatables.
Those are stop with the inflatables. These things are horrible.
There's a guy at the end of the street that every year he adds something new, and now it looks like Walt Disney threw up in his front yard.
Yep.
Starting at Halloween, they're already up. I don't have the energy.
I had to pause a minute for you to some of your comments and remind you about Element Mattress. ElementMattress.com is waiting for you to get an Element mattress. It is simply the best mattress you can get. I have one, and I love it. This is one of those, speaking of my wife, examples where I had to just say, we're doing this. And then after the fact, she's like, oh, this is great. I love it. She was so resistant. Now, I understand why she was resistant to trying the mattress, because quite often the memory foam mattress, even if they were only made in part with memory foam, just didn't work. They were hot. The memory foam didn't bounce back the right way. So while it conformed to your body, when you shifted in the middle of the night, you were sleeping in a divot for about, 5 minutes till the rest of it came back.
Yes. It's not good to sleep in a hole like that.
It is not. But that is all changed with the new technology. And it's not all memory foam. It's fantastic. They've got a bunch of different models for you to check. But it's at elementmattress.com. You need to check out the Element Copper mattress. The copper is the one with the little copper fibers in it, which is naturally antimicrobial, antifungal, and it kills dust mites.
I mean, unless you like sleeping with dust mites and microbes and fungals.
And in which case, do not get this.
Right,
do not go to
exactly.
elementmattress.com because you're going to be disappointed. You're like, what happened to all of those microbes and all of the dust mites? You have an Element mattress.
Named them all, and now they're all dead.
Damn it, I really like those things. So that's not good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's horrible.
So many reasons not to buy an Element mattress.
Get it today, but remember, for a limited time, and that window is closing quickly, you can get 50% off of your Element mattress at elementmattress.com by using the promo code MoJo50. Use that promo code and 50% off. Now,
whoa. How much off?
50%.
Half?
Plus, 50% is still half, yes.
They're giving you half
off, 50%. That's right.
Crazy.
There's cut the price right in half there. They're also going to give you free delivery. They're going to give you 100 nights to try it absolutely free. You don't like it, send it back for a full refund. And once you keep it, a lifetime guarantee. That is the Element mattress.
You should buy one before they go out of business, because no one's going to make any money selling these things at half.
They have a worse business model than we do.
Wow.
What with giving away the free commercials. I'm serious. So while it lasts, let's take advantage of it, because it is it's quite simply the best mattress I've ever had, and I'm pretty sure you're going to think so as well. elementmattress.com. Got any communiques for us?
I do. Let's see here. I was just about to read. Black Suit Lucky Farkin, make sure you use trick-or-treating as a teaching moment to warn your child about the dangers of socialism.
Okay, I'm okay with that, though. Have you? I love the different campaigns where people have explained that to kids. It's kind of funny. That's more for me, not just the kids, though.
Yes, but it's always exciting because you get to take away some of their candy.
Now, do you and your significant other actually allow the kids to come to your door, or do you still leave?
I still leave. I turn off the lights, and I hide.
You know, you're missing something here.
What am I missing?
By the way, I hate to hand out the candy. I mean, I like kids and all that, but standing at the door.
I hate the kids.
You know what it's about? It's about efficiency for me. Here's what it is. Guys, I'm serious. I'm just bored with the whole. I mean, the kids are cute and whatever. Okay, if I'm not sitting out in the front yard.
So you enjoy looking at little children? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. With the, the beer and the neighbors come by. For me, it's all right, kid, get your ass up here and just take some candy, right? You're standing in the back and you're like trying to reach, and I don't know. The kids who are trying to pick it out. Do I want the Almond Joy?
It's got peanuts in it.
And they're standing there, and I'm like, kid, just take the whole bowl. I don't care. Just go. Right? And I quickly become very annoyed with the whole thing. So I try to make my wife, right? Here, you hand out the candy. But then the other problem is, if you're the one handing out the candy, the other one's got to take the kid around.
Yep.
So I take the kid around, and you want to talk about delayed. Oh, come on. I'm not carrying you. Let's go. So either way, it's just get out of my way. Can we speed this thing up?
And you wonder why I turn off the lights, lock the door, and hide?
No, I got it. But there is one thing that you're missing on this.
What's that?
You get to keep whatever candy.
Oh, that's
you
true.
don't give out.
That's true. As long as it's not those damn people that hand out the apples and the oranges.
By the way, kids, hit our house later in the evening. You want to come by our house later in the evening.
Why do they want to do that?
Because I know I'm going to eat all the leftover candy. And then I realize as soon as I run out of candy, I can just tell my wife, we're done. So I start giving a lot away each time. Like each kid at first, like, here you go, take candy. What do you want there? And by the end, I'm like, here you go. I'm taking handfuls and throwing them in the bag. Kid's like, whoa. Yeah, and then usually gets to be that time, I just kind of tip the rest of the whole bowl into somebody. Like 60 pieces of candy.
At least you have a purpose.
Yeah, so it's there. All right. Ready to wrap this thing up? Just move this thing on?
Sure. Yeah, it's Friday. What the hell? Let's get out of here.
All right, let's do this thing.
What do you mean it's last call?
All righty, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, the end of your Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today. Brought to you by MoJoWildRice.com. That's MoJoWildRice.com. Now, I would definitely trick or treat for some Nostalgia Wild Rice.
Here, kids. Here's a big handful.
Here's a handful of cooked rice for you. No.
Yeah,
What? No, go home. Put that with some. It's almost a complete protein by itself.
Sorry,
so
do you have an apple?
Go
Or a toothbrush.
You have a toothbrush? All right, I'll give you a chance. Give you a choice here. Which do you want? Go, no, I'm serious, kid. You put that with a little protein, some vegetables, in a wok. You got a good dinner there. You're gonna love it. There you go. No, you can put it. You can put it with some cream and sugar and
That's
fruit. Sure. Get the apple from next door. The guy's giving those away.
Yeah.
All right, here's what I learned today. We learned if your house sitting includes burning down the house, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
We learned if you're giving out apples on Halloween, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
We learned if you need a getaway car from stealing a car, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
We learned if you put a car thief in your running cop car, you're doing it wrong. All of those things are absolutely wrong.
Yes,
Don't do those.
indeed.
We learned for efficiency's sake, use a private carrier when sending fake bombs to politicians.
Much better idea.
Yeah, it's going to be much more efficient.
Yep.
We learned pro-criminal tip number 4813 before fleeing from cops. Make sure to navigate the algae. You've got to have an exit strategy for the algae. Finally, I learned the answer to the question, why are you wearing a cow costume with big pink udders, is because I wore the chicken costume yesterday.
Exactly. Don't want to wear it twice in a row.
All right. Bradley J. Staggs, what, if anything, did you learn today?
Well, I did learn that while I cannot condone burning your parents' house down to kill a single spider, I can certainly understand it.
That's right. You're a girly man about the spiders.
And black widows, they are just so... I mean, because they're widows and just nasty.
I think you're confusing them with your exes. But
I knew they look similar. I also learned if you're going to make a deal with the cops to trade the location of a dead victim's body for a video game system, be sure to include video games in the deal. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong.
Dude, see him sitting there watching that video game player and not be able to play would be better than him not having it at all.
Yes, exactly.
Damn it! You should have included the games.
That's why they call him a criminal. I also learned if you're going to pleasure yourself on a nature trail, you shouldn't beat around the bush.
No, you should not.
That's
Get it done. Get right to it. And remember, take an elevated position above the trailhead.
Along a similar vein,
it's very private.
I learned it takes real commitment to put a guy pleasuring himself in a headlock.
It does.
Real
it does.
commitment.
Good for you.
I also learned we need to a fundraiser to buy Cal a new cell phone or a new job that is not underneath the East River.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right.
And
Good for you.
finally, I learned Cory Booker is still waiting for his bomb.
Booker?
I barely knew her.
What, if anything, did the listeners learn today?
Over on Facebook, Joe Willis wants to know, will there be a new desk featured in the election night coverage? Joe, no one likes someone with your attitude.
I like it. I think it's a valid question.
That's all I'm going to say.
Very valid.
Let's see. Jeff in Virginia learned, I'm a firm believer in George Carlin's rant on the dangers of leading a sterile life and not giving your body's immune system germs to practice on.
Yes,
Peanut
thank you.
allergies. Yes,
thank
exactly.
you.
Over on Twitter, Stephen English learned this Halloween, I'm handing out Mary Janes to thin the neighborhood out a little.
That's horrible.
Wow.
Wait, read that again. This is the type of stuff not to post on social media because it's troubling. What shouldn't you post?
This Halloween, I'm handing out Mary Janes to thin out the neighborhood a little.
That's an example of what not to do, folks.
Do not
joke about killing kids. That's not funny.
Do that.
Funny at all.
No, not at all. Something about a cow
inappropriate.
Very inappropriate. 1024 Spook Taint Sleeve learned Islam is to Sinead O'Connor religion clothes. Moose and burqa outside should have told you. You know, that's what you wear when you're going to be stealing Flonase.
Welcome to Muslim world. Sorry,
Walmart.
park's closed.
You wear a moose costume with a burqa. Then they're not going to mess with you.
You're right.
Do you see? You have the burqa in there.
I like it.
No one messes with you. Pink Floyd learned on the plus side, Sinead O'Connor now has to be completely covered.
You're right. That's a great point. See? Wonderful. I just had a thought. Business opportunity here.
Yes.
They don't say you have to wear a burqa specific. It just has to be something that covers as a burqa does.
It can be like a sheet.
Designer burqas?
Yes.
No, because they probably have kind of
floral burqas,
like the Amish, where they can't be too floral. But could you use a cow costume with big pink udders? It's covering the actual udders.
You could, yes, if you were covering the udders.
I just think there might be a model in there somewhere.
I think so, as long as the model isn't too good looking.
Right.
Kool-Aid with a big ass taint. Learned after a week of less commercials and more content. Still haven't gotten to the new numbers on procrastination.
Damn it. You know what?
Just saying.
I had those right here, and we didn't have time for them today. It was Cal, because I was going to get to him, and then Cal threw the whole thing off because I had to include him. I'll get to those Monday, I'm sure.
KY Spunkin' Bronuts. Is that Kentucky or KY?
Yes.
I think it could go either way. If you're going to be paid millions of dollars after being fired, you're doing life as right as you possibly can.
That's right. I just don't know how to start doing it right. I'm trying to.
I think we need to call Megan and get her on the program and ask her what we just need to mention blackface more.
Here's the thing. Over the years when I've been fired by great radio stations all across America.
And some not so great.
Right. I never left like... It's so difficult to be fired. The emotions of being fired, none of it. In fact, quite often I was like, all right, I'm glad to be done with that place. It was all about the money. Yeah. So if they were like, you're fired and here's $14 million, I would have been like, woohoo!
Woohoo! Thank you.
This is great.
Yes.
There was any drudgery I faced was really about the fact that I hadn't come up with a way to get food yet.
Right.
But,
Yes. Yeah, if they hand you a check for even $1 million on the way out the door.
Fantastic. I'd just be happy if you didn't, dispute unemployment.
Does this mean I don't have to come in on Monday?
Right.
I'm good with it. Totally good with it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul B., I think you hit the nail on the head. Paul B. learned if they fired Megan for that, they were looking for a reason.
Exactly. She did not fit in there. And I don't know, Megan, if you were pretending when you were at Fox or pretending over there. I think she was kind of pretending over there trying to rebrand herself.
Yes.
But did not work. She was not prepared for how crazy they were.
No. Polish American Jackal with a huge patriotic desk. Hey, Brad, you think Dog would pay you $50 million if he fired you? I don't know, but I'm willing to try.
I don't have $50 million. If I did, no.
I think blackface should come back. As a matter of fact, is this going to work?
I will get to those new numbers on Procrastination Monday, and supposedly we'll have a desk. What else do we have coming up? Anything? No, you don't know.
Oh, I do. Amazing. There's an amazing thing we're going to be talking about on Monday that is absolutely...
What is Matt Law? You don't know that either.
I do, actually. He's fantasizing about killing Trump, Trump's iPhone, and beer for breakfast Friday.
Oh, that's right. I may stick around for beer for breakfast Friday.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Remember, your Daily Mojo is today a Ron
Phillips
production.
Ron Phillips.
And I don't think that's right.
It's Phillips.
Six Semper Tyrannis. Good night, Steve Cannon. Wherever you are. Anya, now, you go home.
That's it.